This is a UTV 44 Sports production. The UTV 44 High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Subway.
Round 2 of the 6A playoffs here tonight on UTV 44, and it's a matchup between Murphy and McGill, a couple of the oldest rivals in Mobile. Murphy comes in with a record of 7-4. McGill is 10-1, and these two teams met just 2 weeks ago, and Murphy gave McGill their only loss of the regular season. Good evening, I'm Jim Cox with partners Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. Murphy, Dan, so much has been made about the single wing offense and the numbers they've been putting up, especially late in the season. KJ May is the quarterback. It goes through him, but there's another guy had a great game against the Yellow Jackets last week.
Boy, there's a number of other guys in the single wing offense, but Tevin McKenzie stands out to me. Number 7 can run it. He averages over 12 yards a carry when he runs the ball from scrimmage. He's also caught the ball many times this year. I think 12 catches on the season. He can run reverses. He scored 14 touchdowns, so he can find the end zone. 14 touchdowns in a variety of ways. Tevin McKenzie, number 7, you got to have an answer for him.
Yeah, and Vic, in these games, they always say your superstars got to be your best player. No doubt about it. McGill's got one at quarterback.
Yeah, Jason Smith's the superstar. He's got to shine tonight. He's got over 1,100 yards of passing. He's got over 700 yards of rushing, so he's a dual threat there. As you take a look, he's only got 4 interceptions on the year. 2 of them came against this opponent this year that they're playing tonight. So, you know, if he's going to be a star, he's going to have to shine tonight for sure.
Yeah, this Murphy team, boy, they put up 315 yards a game on the ground. McGill's been built on defense. We'll see how it plays out. We know how it played out in Week 10 when Murphy scored 52. The winner of this game goes on to the quarterfinals. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff between Murphy and McGill here on our UTV 44 Game of the Week, brought to you by Subway. Seconds to kick here at Ladd-Peebles Stadium for a second-round matchup between Murphy and McGill. I can't think of a better playoff matchup than these two schools getting together.
You know, you can't think of a better anything than these two schools getting together, and we have found out that its rivalry's definitely on, and it did not delight McGill to have their undefeated season snapped by Murphy a couple of weeks ago, and it was in a thumping way. Hard to believe that game was like 10-7 at the half. Ended up with Murphy at 52 by the time it was all said and done. And McGill in the white, they are the visitor with the black breeches, and looks like they're ready to go, make amends.
Hey, Pat Greenwood, how are you tonight, buddy?
I'm good. You know, the weather, is it going to be a factor? I honestly don't think so. It is chilly down here, but there's little to no wind to speak of, so I really don't think that's going to be an issue. But it's funny, you know, I talked with somebody on the Murphy sidelines prior to. I said, you know, this is a playoff game. Do you paint the cannon? That, of course, the tradition with Murphy and McGill. I said, do you paint the cannon if you win? He goes, is it Murphy McGill? So, yeah. Police will be on the lookout for anybody looking at that cannon tonight. Somebody's going to be painting.
I don't want to start any trouble, but I think if you win in the playoffs, you just take the cannon.
Boy, the crowd has shown up very well here tonight. Both sides, lots of folks coming out to watch.
Yeah, and don't be surprised, because what we see is a kind of a traffic jam, and the McGill side is really filling up, and on this side too. I was just noticing at the rear that Murphy fans are trying to get here, so it's a backlog.
Murphy will kick to open things up. Philbert Marshall back deep along with Trey Roberts and Jalen Square. Tevin McKenzie will kick for the Murphy Panthers. Pooch kicks this one straight down the middle of the field at the 24, and coming up the near side is Carl Lee, and he's out to about the 34-yard line, and that's where McGill's offense will take over. The Yellow Jackets 10-1. They were ranked number 7 in the final regular season poll. Region 2 champs, 7-0 on the year. And Murphy, as we said, comes in with a record of 7-4, but Murphy kind of found their way late in the season, had a brutal schedule to open things up. Their 4 losses on the year coming at the hands of Foley, Blunt, Viger, and Davidson, all 4 playoff teams. Jason Smith will pitch this one to Trey Roberts on the left side, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and brought down as Jamarcus Reed, the middle linebacker there, able to make the stop, the senior. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, take a good look at Jamarcus Reed, 5'9", 193. If they're going to be successful on defense, he's going to have to go sideline to sideline and stay at home and watch out for Jason Smith on his shenanigans up the middle.
Yeah, shenanigans everywhere.
Lee up at the top of your screen. They go. Trey Smith has some. Jason Smith has some trouble handing it off to Trey Roberts, and he'll pick up 2. A little miscommunication which side the handoff was going to take place.
Yeah, Roberts was going for one hole, and Smith was thinking he was going to another.
If they throw it, they're going to throw it to Carl Lee. Most times 39 catches on the year, 6 touchdowns. Jason Smith, as Vic alluded to in the pregame show, almost 1,200 yards. Throwing it this year, only 4 interceptions. 2 came against Murphy, but Trey Roberts, the guy, 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns out of the backfield for this Yellow Jacket team on 3rd and 8. Smith feels some pressure. They set up the screen. Trey Roberts has got a lot of room. Roberts at the 45 out near midfield, and he's got a Yellow Jacket first down into Murphy territory.
Set up beautifully, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, that's good execution there by Jason Smith. You know, suck in those linemen as much as you can, then just dump it over their heads. And he had plenty of room to negotiate there. He went inside, came outside, and got him a first down, kicked the sticks.
This Murphy defense has forced 34 turnovers on the year.
That's amazing.
18 interceptions, 16 fumbles in the backfield, defensive backfield. McCants will go take it away. Coleman and Bettis, 3-2 and 2 on the interceptions, respectively. Jason Smith trying to get to the outside, goes back behind the line of scrimmage, and really wrapped up and brought down for a gain of 1. As Murphy, one of those teams with such great lateral speed that Vic talked about. Greg Jones, the outside linebacker, pulls him down there.
You really got to be exceptional to run around Murphy. We've seen that for years and years and years. And even a guy with the speed of Jason Smith can't quite get there. And the pursuit is always great.
Yeah, Jamarco Reed came up from that outside backer position, kind of forced the end and set the edge and stopped him from getting around.
Gain of 1, and Jason Smith again tries to get to the far side, and he'll take a straight arm and get pushed out at the 41-yard line. Andre Talley there to make the stop.
Yeah, you can tell Jason's just sizing up this defense, trying to see what kind of speed is going to be necessary to get around them or through the middle. He's just kind of tentatively stepping out there, seeing if it's going to be something there. Not so far.
3rd and a long 3 here for the Yellow Jackets. Opening drive of the 2nd round of the playoffs here at UTV 44. Trey Roberts, we're going to get a flag before this one got started. This is going to be a 3rd and 8 coming up for the Yellow Jackets as there was movement beforehand. Hard to hear the whistle because the crowd is loud and the band is blaring on the near side of the field here.
Also, just looking at the first down sticks across the way, they are orange and black.
Blending in.
Yeah, McGill is all orange and black. Their fans are orange and black, and I'm trying to see exactly where those sticks are.
Yeah, and for some reason the sticks are missing their skirts, if you'd call it.
Yeah.
The lower portion of it,
Yeah.
you just kind of see the bulls on top of
false
it.
start, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Well, I think the skirts are orange and black, so that probably wouldn't have helped.
So it's a 3rd and 8.
So it's not a ploy, it's by design in your estimation, huh,
I
Dan?
guess.
Jason Smith looks to the far side, pressure coming out. He hangs in, throws that one up to Lee, who makes the catch well short of the first down. Lee climbed the ladder to get it.
Well, they're waving it off. He went up high to get it, tried to play above the rim, but I think the defender going underneath him kind of shook it loose as it hit the ground. So,
You know, Lee was a little bit hobbled the last time these two teams played, too, so he's just getting back to 100%.
you see the blitz coming there.
Tally.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah, Tyler was bearing down on him, but good job by Jason just to get rid of that football.
Good job by Lee just to try and compete to make the catch.
Sure. Tough one to come down with.
Hamlin on the kick. Marcus McCants will stand back at the 14 for Murphy. Low snap, and Hamlin with a good kick. McCants gets away from it, and it bounces out of bounds at the 13. Hey, don't forget you can follow UTV 44 on Facebook. Find us by searching UTV 44 High School Game of the Week and get lots of great stuff. Jared Kihas keeps everyone up to date on all things high school football on our Facebook page. And so a defensive stop for the Murphy Panthers, and didn't have a lot of those in the second half of that game the last time they met. As you said, it was 10-7 at the half.
Yeah, neither one could stop the other.
And here comes this single wing offense. Direct snap to McKenzie. McKenzie looks for the near side boundary, and he's got it and a bunch more, and he's pushed out of bounds past the 30.
I mean, that's just a power formation, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's could be a pitch in the
single
old
wing, and almost look like student body left, and everybody comes around.
Starting lineup for the Murphy Panthers. We talked about KJ May, 965 yards through the air, 12 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. They pounded on the ground, 315 rush yards a game, 91 on the pass, and so many weapons back there. Dixon, the sophomore, and he's got it this time. Dixon scrapes away from a tackle, and he's up near the 40, and he's going to have a first down, but the ball came loose at the end, and McGill-Toolen says they have it. They do. That is the 21st time this year that Murphy has put the ball on the ground, and the 12th time they have lost a fumble.
Yeah, he had him in good business there. It looks like he had the first down, but toward the end there, he just coughs up the football. Costly turnover early in the football game. Gives McGill set up shop real early as you take a look at it.
Let's watch the sophomore here.
Broke free there. Had to make a cut. And
ran into his own guy.
Yeah.
One thing McGill does, too, is they just keep on pursuing. I mean, they if nothing else, are a team that hustles to the ball. And that's one thing they're going to have to keep on doing tonight, we can see.
That's their makeup.
Play action. Looking down the near side is looking for Imson, and it's broken up. Kenton Bettis. We talked about the DBs back there that are playmakers. He's got a couple interceptions away on the year and knocked that one away from Imson.
Yeah, what a play. Imson had a step on him, and he just stuck with the football, got his head around, and stuck that long paw up there and just pulled it down as you take a look at it on the replay here.
Imson had a step on him probably because they didn't think Imson was going to do this. They didn't expect Imson to go long like that, and they're just not expecting 22 to be the deep guy.
No, but Bettis was up for the tricks and treats, huh?
2nd and 10. Roberts will get maybe 2. And bring up 3rd and 8 for McGill.
Penetration off the outside again for Davidson. That's Jamarco Reed again.
Yeah, they brought him in there on a run pass stunt, and he just saw this ball carry and stuck his helmet in his face.
Trey Roberts, 21 touchdowns on the year, 1,432 yards. Another big one last week in the win over Dothan. He's really been a spectacular player for the past couple of years here. Plays well on Friday nights when UTV 44 crews in town.
Yeah, I think he plays well on Friday nights when we're miles away.
3rd and 8. And now it's going to be 3rd and 13 coming up.
Carl Lee down at the bottom of the screen.
That's 2 third down penalties we've seen on McGill on successive drives. Nick, talk about playing a team twice in 2 weeks. It's your biggest rival on top of it.
Well, these two teams, it doesn't take playing twice. I mean, just like you said, it's the biggest rivalry. But getting to see them again, I mean, that makes preparation a little bit better because you're used to seeing what they've done. But it's just a different game because it's the playoffs.
Smith has time, floats it down the far side, looking for Lee, and it's intercepted. Nope, now just knocked away. I don't think McCants was able to hold on to it. He was. We talked about the interceptions. McCants with 4, and that's now 35 turnovers on the year.
Overall, in the grand scheme of things, not a bad deal for McGill.
It's a great punt.
Yeah, it's like a terrific punt because their chances, that's 3rd and 13. So if that's just broken up, now McGill's got a punt, and you got to have a skilled punter to squeeze it in there. So Murphy will start at their own 6-yard line.
Well, it looked like for a second he had a play, I thought, but McCants came over there and just jumped up there and pulled it down.
Great play by McCants.
It really was.
Fortunate for McGill where it happened on the field.
Back-to-back turnovers. Give to McKenzie, and he'll pick up 1. You saw that spin move in the back there that you'll see all night long.
Yeah, with KJ May perioding like that, you've got to be sound on defense and read your keys just perfectly.
You've got to be a courageous guy on offense to spin your back to
Turn your back
everybody.
to the defense.
Yeah.
There's McGill's defense. Blake Lamont plays so well on the outside. We're gonna see Alex Pond back in the lineup at linebacker some tonight. That'll be a big help for McGill. As here's Dixon, the sophomore, out across the 10 and to about the 16-yard line.
Garrett Myers just played him inside out when he stuck his head up ahead of the line of scrimmage, Garrett, right there to make the tackle.
You know, Myers and Andrew Allen, too, those inside backers, they have played really well when we've watched McGill this year. In fact, that whole defense, you know, you can barely get past anybody out there and say they haven't contributed to how well they played. Now, again, 2 weeks ago, different story, giving up 52 to this very Murphy bunch.
And you got to look at Myers there, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Showed some good speed there to run down the edge there.
Good size high school linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to bring in the chains here to measure. It's a big first down for Murphy.
It really is. Yeah, I mean,
let's take a look how Murphy got here. Opened up the season with a tough loss to Foley, then beat Mary G and lost to Blunt. So they were 1-2 after 3 weeks. Beat Theodore, then lost to Viger, but scored 21 on Viger.
Has anybody done that?
I don't think so. And so then you see they really got it going. 54 against Citronelle, 52 against McGill-Toolen. And that's where they're at here in round 2 of the playoffs. Ron Lee, the head coach in his 8th season. KJ May rolling out, fires it, able to get that one complete. And that's McKenzie, and that's going to be good for another Panther first down.
I'll tell you about McKenzie. He was the New Horizons Credit Union First and 10 Club Player of the Game a couple of weeks ago. We'll talk about that.
Let's get to the McGill schedule. You see McGill had the big run to the table, of course, highlighted by that win over Daphne, 38-28, and then came back and lost to their bitter rival, 52-35, and then had the big win to open things up in round 1 against Dothan last week to get him here into the second round. KJ May hit, stuffed, and driven back.
Yeah, he turned his back that time, and then when the curtain opened, there was a crew there to meet him.
Yeah, boy, sure was.
Didn't fool anybody. And if there's any team that I've seen that will defense this box wing thing, it's McGill, because they are very sound about their gap integrity and doing things to read their keys and playing as a team defense.
I think that's why it's such a surprise. They gave up 42 1/2 to this team last time they played.
McKenzie going to be brought down at the 32.
That's the McGill defense we've seen
all year. Yep.
Yeah, that we've seen. Talking about McKenzie again, he was honored by the First and 10 Club and just received word this week. First of all, he's a 3.5 student.
Wow.
His ACT score came back 26, which is one of the best on the team. Outstanding young guy.
It's the best one in the booth. We know that.
Oh, sure.
Kick it to the near side, able to complete that one off, and they want to pitch it up. The ball hangs in the air, and Dixon catches it and takes a huge hit from Filbert Marshall.
Yeah, trying to do the flea flicker early in the football game to get some cheap points real quick. Execution was just about there, but he let it hang up just a bit high. Could have been dangerously picked off.
Torian Williams hung it up in the air, then Dixon took a huge hit. Pat Greenwood.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Vic, you're right. I'm standing right on the sideline. A good pitch there. He may still be running, but that thing hung up in the air way too long.
Yeah, like a rebound there.
Yeah, that's the guy that took the hit.
McKenzie. Now he likes to punt it, but he's going to fake it out of this side, and he's going to be tripped up. And there's a flag there as well. Big stop by McGill-Toolen as they try. You know, McKenzie is the punter, but he lines up in that short formation, and he kind of takes off running. Will rugby kick it sometimes, but in that time wanted to pull it down, but he is pulled back well behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, how about the average field position now for McGill with it again?
Well, good fortune for Murphy. They were in an illegal formation, so they'll get to redo the fourth down, or they're just going to decline it. No, they're going to decline that and give it to him.
Yeah, McGill gets it here.
First down.
So Jalen Square made the stop.
Well, he's a football player.
You know I love him.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we all do. But these McGill corners and safeties, not big, but they keep making plays.
So Murphy gives it to McGill at the 34. Double tight end formation. Roberts right up the middle, lowers the shoulder, and he'll pick up 7.
And Trey's a 6'1" running back. He knows how to get down a little bit low. But when he gets down a little bit low, it doesn't seem that way. But I tell you what, you don't want to meet those knees pumping with those shoulders down.
Yeah, and I've talked to other coaches who thought the kid's a good player. He runs a little up and down, you know. But look at the results.
Oh, sure. Productive running back for this team.
Knowles and Martin, the receivers. Smith cuts it back to the inside, gets hit and driven back. And the whistle finally blows. Again, it's Jamarcus Reed, the first one, the middle linebacker there to make the stop.
Yeah, good job by Reed playing him inside out. Made the quarterback become indecisive, and just that moment of indecisiveness made him come in there and finish off the tackle.
Good job there by Greg Jones playing the pitch man, too. Assignment football there from the outside linebacker, Vic.
Yeah, it looks like they're familiar with each other, huh?
Yeah, you're
like
right.
they just played a couple of weeks ago.
Sure.
3rd and 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Garrison, the fullback, in front of Roberts, who takes the give. And Roberts is hit and he falls forward. Jonathan Petway made the stop.
Looks like it's still going to be good enough to kick the sticks, get the first down.
That's the thing about Roberts again. You know, not as low as a lot of backs go, and yet you look up, he's got strong legs because he finishes runs always on a positive way.
Yeah, you don't want to hit those knees under the chin strap when he's got them pumping.
McGill with the first down. Roberts, the lone setback. Again, takes the handoff. He's got a gap on the right side and moves it down near the 15-yard line.
McGill-Toolen offensive line that we've seen this year again, and we've seen him plenty. Very productive.
Absolutely, and Harrison Loudon having such a great year. Just the junior, 6'5", 235, number 75 on your screen, has played spectacular all season long. Fisher, Shaw, Killian, and Hall round out the other big fellas up front.
I know Buddy 99, Vic Lockett, likes Loudon a lot, and he notices when an offensive lineman's doing his job.
Oh, yeah, that's the first thing you want to find out is about the trenches.
2nd and 3, Garrison, the fullback. He's going to have another McGill first down.
Yeah, right then, Will Killian there just coming around that guard, just buckling around and trapping inside.
There's a high school fullback for you right there. That's a high school fullback.
Yeah, great in the classroom. We'll talk more about him and his academic achievements here tonight later on as well. 23rd carry on the year, and he is going to be a yard short of hitting 100 for the season on the ground for the big fullback.
Little by little.
Roberts on the right side, hit by Greg Jones.
I think I hear some pads popping, guys.
I don't know if they're hitting that hard or our audio equipment has just gotten that much better. But you can hear it up here.
Greg Jones having a great year. He's got 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries on the year. One of those rangy outside linebackers.
We've seen him for years
Yes.
at Murphy, I'll tell you.
6'3", about 190 pounds.
That's good size right there.
Yeah, Coach Lee is going to wish he could see him again next year, but he'll be going to greener pastures, I'm sure.
2-yard pickup. Roberts on the left side to the 5 and maybe to the 4. And 3rd down coming up.
Looks
Murphy
like
exchanging some folks, get some bigger bodies in there.
Yeah, looks like they're opening the meat locker and going some guys up front there.
Speaking of the meat locker, a little chilly tonight for our taste.
Yeah, Greenwood's rolling his eyes on the sideline, I'm sure. So 3rd and 3 here from the, we'll put it right at the 5 for the Yellow Jackets.
Of the 4 of us, Greenwood is the guy with the attitude problem. Let's face facts.
Inside 2 minutes, Roberts on the left side looking to get to the outside. Now cuts it inside, and he's got his 22nd touchdown of the season.
Cut right under the block of your guys Loudon. They got him rolling to the outside. And you just kind of want to get out of that big guy's way.
Yeah, he's moving.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about Loudon. For a guy his size, he does move awfully well. And offensive linemen have got to be able to be athletic enough to get in front of people and make something happen.
You're right. In this day and time, this is what it's about.
Hamlin on for the point after. And McGill looking to go up 7-0. They take advantage of the fake punt that was not successfully executed. And Hamlin's PAT is good, and McGill on top with 1:54 to go in the opening quarter. It's round 2 of the playoffs. We're at Ladd. 7-0 Yellow Jackets behind Trey Roberts. Couple of turnovers. We had a fake punt that went bad. And then we had McGill taking it 34 yards to get on the board by a score of 7-0.
Well, you'd rather not give McGill a short field because they are good enough offensively, you know, when you got them starting at the 20.
Get a whistle here before.
I think the ball fell off the tee there.
You know,
reset.
the big difference again is you can't lose this game or it's over. You
That's
know,
right.
The games all during the regular season. Oh, this is a big game week 3. This is a big game week 5.
Look at the Yellow Jackets here. Now they've got all 10 lined up on the far side.
When you take chances in a game like this, you're taking chances.
Yeah, loser puts the pads up and start hitting the weight room.
Or the basketball court.
Yeah, go play basketball. These
Now
kids
the
these
ball,
days.
Ball falls off one more One more time, it's not windy much down in the field.
It's calm.
Yeah, the flag's vertical, not horizontal. No streamers on the goalpost to judge by, but you can see the flag is just kind of limp there.
He's going to put it right back at the center of the field now, at the 40. Tees have changed so much over the years, Vic Lockett. Remember the old orange ones that used to be, the 3 long legs?
Yeah, you used to get the football for Christmas, and that came with it.
I use that one in golf. My game suffers. It really does. I think it's the wrong equipment.
Tevin McKenzie hands this one back at the 6 and waits for some blockers. McKenzie up the middle of the field, runs into his own man, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 25.
T-Mac's got a little burst now. He's got a little burst. You can see why he does so well with, his stats are so high with running and receiving.
Our Spring Hill Toyota scoring summary. 8 plays on that 34-yard drive. Roberts with the touchdown, and McGill-Toolen on top by a score of 7-0.
It's a pretty methodical drive from 34 yards out.
4 yards in a cloud of dust.
It kind of was, and it was mostly Roberts.
KJ May, the senior quarterback. This single wing offense that we've talked so much about, and they give it back off to Dixon, trying to get to the near side. Dixon cuts it up. McGill just kind of evolved into this. McGill was one of the first teams that brought the spread to Mobile, and then they kind of evolved, and then we started to see this a little bit last year, and they kind of stepped slowly working it in, and then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, this is our offense. Reading old books that are...
Oh, you're talking about Murphy.
Murphy,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
right.
30, 40 years old.
Yes, and older.
Dixon up across the 35. He's going to have a first down.
Ron Lee, in investigating this offense, literally found 2 or 3 coaches in the nation running it. One of them had written a book because he'd run it for years. I think a gentleman out of Texas. There's also a guy out of Florida. They had a lot of discussions about it. He just felt like he didn't have enough wide receivers to keep running the spread. So what we wanted to do was modify the offense to the talent that he had. It's worked pretty well.
Yeah, I had that conversation with him prior to the game, and I applaud him for doing that because a lot of times coaches have these philosophies and get stuck in them and don't use offense that fits their talents.
May looking to throw, able to get that one complete across the middle of the field. Tyrone Craig, his tight end, he comes up with it, and that's going to be good for a first down. Hey, going on tonight, of course, right here, it's Murphy McGill, Central Phoenix City, and Benjamin Russell. The winner of this game plays the winner of that game, Daphne Prattville. That has a little interest across the state.
Yeah.
And then Blunt and Fairhope, a great one in Baldwin County tonight, going on as well. First down for the Panthers, and McKenzie will push it to the 47. Good pressure right up front. McKenzie still able to move forward and pick up a couple. Alex Kilborn, the sophomore, in on the back of McKenzie.
Yeah, Kilborn just followed him across the formation, went down the line of scrimmage, just like we expect this McGill defense to do, other than he just let him drag him a couple of yards.
May looking to pass on the right side, rolling out, buys some time. He gets Dixon out of the backfield. Dixon all the way up the right side, and he's going to be pushed to the ground at about the 22. Caught a break there as man in coverage fell down. It was Jeffrey Stanley who fell down when Dixon was coming out of the backfield. And that'll close out the opening quarter. It's 7-0 McGill, but Murphy's driving. They've got it at the Yellow Jacket 21. It's round 2 of the high school football playoffs. It's 6A here on UTV 44. Night, clear night, huge crowd. McGill-Toolen, Yellow Jacket fans, they are out in full force here tonight. Murphy with a good showing on the near side as well.
Yeah, when you watch this, if you're not familiar, you got to keep in mind the stadium holds 40,000.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to temper your expectations, but playoff football, one of these teams moves on. We'll see who tonight.
Hey, and these two teams have such a great following. Heck, I wouldn't have been shocked if 40 would have showed up.
That'd have been nice.
First down after the reception by Dixon. There's KJ May, 5'9", 182.
Good job with the football and good decision on the last play. He wanted to go deeper, but he took his underneath option.
McKenzie on the left side to the 16. You know, they list May at 5'9". I think he's a little bigger than 5'9". I think he's,
Talking about?
yeah, KJ May. I think he's been 5'9". I think a little bigger. 5A. Game's going on tonight. Valley and Spanish Fort. And Biger and Greenville, St. Paul's and Charles Henderson at Biger-Greenville game. And 4A, we got UMS taking on Elmore County, Thomasville and Dadeville, and Beauregard and Jackson. Mike Dean, former McGill-Toolen coach, back in town tonight. His Valley team taking on the Toros of Spanish Fort. And Tevin McKenzie looking to even this game at 7. He'll get the first down, and he's brought down to the 7-yard line.
And not many teams in this country would like their quarterback being the lead blocker out there. But with this offense here, he's quarterback, he's lead blocker, he's running back. I mean, what else is he doing?
Power play to McKenzie. Square comes up from safety to make the stop. But you're right. In that particular snap, KJ's asked to throw a block like everybody else.
Yeah, and hit Garrett Myers, who's 6'2", 200 pounds. McKenzie on the right side on 1st and goal. I'll make it May on the keeper, and he's going to be dropped back for a loss of about 2.
Vic, you can help me with this a little bit. One thing we haven't seen as much from McGill that we've seen in the past is penetration. I guess, in a way, this offense keeps you a little bit on your heels where you're reading keys and you're really not just busting through. Would that be a fair assessment?
Oh, sure. And I bet if you take a look at this next play when they line up, they're probably not getting all the ball they can. They're probably just sitting back and just reading and react, letting the thing unfold in front of them and reading their keys right in front of them.
This offense that is so fast will slow you down.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and goal. They look to the near side. Touchdown. Torian Williams.
What a pass by KJ. He did a little fake there and just set up and then just shot his cannon, man.
Yeah, he knew where it was going. He knew where he was going to throw it. He let it go. No safety in the area. And about to be tied, guys.
13th touchdown pass of the year for KJ May.
Just take a look at the little fake, and then he just shoots it right there. I hate to let those receivers inside because it's just bad news every time.
Warren on for the PAT. And this one is 7-7. Feels like it's going to be a good second-round playoff game.
Yes, it does.
Tonight on UTV 44.
Points going to be scored.
The big rivals from Mobile, they're even. We're early in the second quarter. 7-7. Our score here. KJ May with a touchdown strike to Torian Williams.
First time we saw KJ May, he was a sophomore, and he was filling in for another injured Murphy quarterback, which has been the case for years and years, it seemed, and ripped off about a 75-yard run against McGill-Toolen.
Kick to the near side. Cortopassi will fair catch that one. McGill will start at the 33. You like your linebackers when the up man and the ball comes in. The fair catch is a good move, right, Vic?
No, you guys don't want us running with the football.
Even Cortopassi, the chicken hawk, at 157. Not a tougher kid on the field, though.
You know, we have many dreams of that, though.
Yeah.
And they remain dreams.
Vic Lockett, of course, national champion linebacker, the Crimson Tide.
Legend.
Never ran any kickoffs back. Punts either.
Jason Smith fakes the handoff to Roberts, keeps it himself, and he tries to bounce it the inside, then cuts it back to the middle, and there's a host of blue jerseys there.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure it out whether he can go outside. Let me just go ahead and send him a note. I don't think so.
Well, unless it's just complete misdirection. This is a fast defense, that's for sure. And things could get a little chippy because these teams know each other pretty well, and they've played against each other in park ball all the way through. And it's always interesting, especially with, again, playoffs. Different deal, you know. This is
so much. You said so much on the line. I mean, it's a different level of everything.
Yeah, anxiety, expectation, anticipation.
Pitch to Roberts. Got a good block on the outside as he was able to get around Jones, as that was Carl Lee. Did a good job to tie up the outside linebacker, Jones.
Yeah, Jones did a bad job of trying to set the edge there.
Scoring summary from Spring Hill Toyota. 9 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Williams with a touchdown catch from May.
You mentioned a name there, Jim, Carl Lee. And again, if McGill, when they have success running the football, Lee is always a big threat to stretch the field in some play action.
He's at the bottom of the screen now. They'll give it again to Roberts, who gets it right to midfield for the Yellow Jackets.
He's really good between the tackles.
Oh, yeah. He gets his head down and gets that weight going forward. That high knee action. Like I said, you don't want to catch one of those knees under the chin strap there. Andre Talley there didn't squeeze down enough to put his helmet in his face, so he got some positive yardage out of the run.
Pickup of 7 for Roberts. He'll take it again on the right side. He's going to be hit. Stopped short of the first down. 3rd and short coming up here for McGill. You know, we're talking to Coach Sessions on the field. And I thought you read up a good point, Dan, about playing this Murphy offense. And you said you got to have the ball. You got to hold the ball somewhere.
Yeah, and you see that's what they're doing. It really, you're right. I mean, it's a good strategy because this offense, quick strike with so many, directional changes and so much speed out there. And again, just an offense you don't see, you can prepare for it. But is your scout team going to look anything like what Murphy does? Wow. Keep the ball if you can.
Roberts tripped up in the backfield and falls forward, and he is going to be very close.
Yeah. I don't know if he got that penetration back there. Jamarcus Reed just kind of blew up the play before it began. Take a look. He gets back here. Oh, no, that's not Jamarcus. That's one of the linemen there.
I think that might have been Stallworth.
Stallworth, I think, knifing through. It's a big play by Stallworth, especially if they're short here. And
well, it's going to be
decision time.
Wow. Coach Lockett?
Now, I thought he had it, but no, he's short. I don't know. I'm going to defer to Coach Dan. He's the elder of the group, and usually makes the great decisions.
I'm afraid I'm the elder of most groups, but I would have to say that what you want to do right here, you're McGill. I mean, your whole team has been predicated on we're not scared of nobody, right? So you go for it here.
They didn't even hesitate. See, they just have Jason Smith go on the sneak. Nope, they give it to Roberts, and Roberts has the first down to the 40-yard line.
Well, that's an arrogant belief.
And a late flag comes in at the end of that play. Maybe might have a face mask or something.
And I mean that in a good way. An arrogant belief in your offensive line right in the middle there. Say, no, we're just going to turn, run a dive play. He'll get it.
Yeah,
he got it.
Yeah, and hand it to the tailback back there. And he's resolute in his mind about getting the positive yardage and does so.
They ran it like they were in spring ball.
Sure.
It was a face mask at the end of that play. So that's going to be a big tack on here. Just 5. Okay. I thought it was the biggie. It still moves it down to the 35.
You don't need to assist the McGill offense. They'll get it on their own, thank you.
Smith to Roberts, and he stood up by Stallworth, who was fighting off a block, and then stood up Trey Roberts on top of it.
Yeah.
Excellent play by that D tackle there, just to get rid of the blocker and then pick up the back. Man, you don't see that often.
Dwayne King there.
About a 250-pound sophomore Stallworth, and you got to be strong to make the play he just made.
Well, I was talking with Coach Lee before the game, and I like to ask about the guys in the trenches, and without hesitation, he said Dwayne King's the leader on the defensive side in terms of being up front.
6'1", 243 for King. There's a 5'11", 245-pound sophomore in Stallworth. Smith rolling to the near side. Floats it on the backfield to Garrison. The fullback's got it. He's got a first down inside the 20.
Nice touch by the quarterback there just to lay it out there, because that fullback's not going to catch him when he zipped it.
You know what?
He hands it out there right to him.
I was thinking the same thing. For so many reasons, that was a great throw, but for most of the biggest reason was the target.
Sure.
He's a little guy. He's not somebody that's going to be able to, probably not the best ball skills on the team.
Correct.
You got to lay that baby in the breadbasket, and he did.
And I mean, let that baby sit in there softly.
Yeah. Nice job. Good job by the fullback too. By the fullback Ian Garrison.
Smith on the right side, flag back where you think the hold is going to be called, and that'll back the Yellow Jackets up.
We talk about how you have to prepare for Murphy, and I'm sure this is coming back. McGill gives you some things to worry about too.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that quarterback that's a dual threat.
Yeah, you can run the option with him right there. He can run a little bootleg throw. They hand it to Roberts. I mean, they can give you different looks. They can come tight with everybody. They can go 4 wide.
Spread you out, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, these defensive coordinators, they were up some late hours this week, I'm sure.
That's a big one to recover from, Jim.
Boy, it moves you back to the 24 after having it first down at the 15.
That changes your play selection.
Yeah.
Fast-moving game, 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Smith, play action on the right side. Another flag dropped on the near side as it's fired up. He's got to complete to Roberts. Roberts inside the 5. He's in for the touchdown. Thought there was a flag on the near side.
It may have been just some of the kids' shoes. But I tell you what, Murphy guessed just right on defense, but didn't execute on that end. They came in there with an all-out blitz stunt, looks like. Oh, there is a flag. It looks like they're coming back for some. And they stepped back, and then they just let Roberts go.
It's a sideline violation, so Roberts gets the touchdown.
Makes 3 defenders missing there, Dan, at the goal line.
Yeah, and I think it was Roberts. When you talk about play action, Roberts was the play action. And then he sneaks out of the backfield and catches the touchdown pass, and, of course,
becomes the play reception for a TD.
Second touchdown catch of the year for Roberts, just his 9th catch on the season.
Well, it looks like if they want to throw it to him more, he's ready. He certainly looks like a guy that can play with the ball after the catch and get you some yards.
Sure. Good job by Sessions. Hadn't done much of that all year. Pull it out here for the playoffs.
Hamlin with the PAT, and it's 14-7. Got a couple of punchers in this one and some counter punching going on as well. Roberts from Jason Smith. So we've now had scores on 3 straight possessions. The Murphy students down below us here at Ladd. How are the bleachers feeling at Ladd this evening, the cold metal bleachers?
They've just decided to stay standing. So some of the gals could use a windbreaker at the least.
But, Jim, you brought up a good point during the break. I'm impressed with both QBs. I mean, unlike that football game last Saturday night with all that defense and mediocre quarterback play tonight, we've gotten good quarterback play out of both of these guys. They have both shown up for the playoffs here on the game of the week.
Hamlin sends it to the far side. Torian Willems picks it up to the 25 and out to the 30. Ball came loose. Oh, that'd be a huge turnover if McGill could fall on it.
Yeah, no, Murphy was fortunate enough to scoop it up, and offensive player scooped it up and jumped over a would-be tackler.
Hey,
you talked about the fact that they put it on the ground a lot this year, twice tonight.
Yep. 4-minute drive there for the Yellow Jackets, 67 yards. Roberts with a 24-yard touchdown catch. And that's where we're at, 14-7. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Jared Kihas in the truck, Pat Greenwood on the sidelines. Excited to be here at Ladd tonight in round 2 of the 6A playoffs. KJ May now they go right to Dixon, and Dixon out to the 33. Let's go back down on the sidelines to Pat Greenwood. Patrick.
Well, the McGill defense really doing what they can to try and contain this single wing. Basically, what it comes down to is assignment football, and they were talking in the timeout that basically, you know, what they're doing is they're cracking on the ends, and they're just trying to find an answer, because the problem is you got 3 guys back there. Each of them has an equal chance of getting the football. It's tough to defend.
I sure wouldn't want to practice against it. Or for it.
May pitches it late to McKenzie. Filbert Marshall there. Then a big hit. Jalen Square comes over right at the sideline and lowers the boom as well.
Well, he's been quiet tonight, but he's waking up right now. He's got Jim Cox calling his name. He's going to let Jim know, hey, I'm in this football game.
Marshall, Square, and Coleman, the last line of defense from McGill, they are not the biggest dudes in the program. That could have been flagged. Whew. But they do compete.
Popped him right in the face mask. 3rd and 7. May looking to throw, feeling pressure now. He's going to pull it down and scramble. Still looking to throw, looking for Williams, who's got a step, but he overthrew him by 4 yards.
Yeah, put way too much air on him. He knows he missed him on that one. He'd like to do it again, but no replays in this game or no do-overs.
Good elusiveness back there by May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was such a jailbreak. I thought they were trying to set a screen.
Me too. I thought maybe a screen.
As he pat himself to let his teammates know, hey, that one's on me, but I'll be right back out here for you guys.
He made a play like that against McGill in the game 2 weeks ago, where he scrambled left, scrambled right, found a guy all the way down the field for a touchdown. So that's nothing new for that. He's a playmaker. That's what he does.
10 up on the line of scrimmage for McGill, and McKenzie end over ends this one. Marshall at the 22 makes first man miss. Trying to get to the outside. Got a great block there from Jalen Square, and Marshall out near midfield will step out of bounds, and very good field position for McGill-Toolen.
Hey, the best playing the best. Many of the top high school football players in Alabama and Mississippi are headed to Montgomery. December 10th, 25th Alabama-Mississippi All-Star football game. It's first appearance at historic Crampton Bowl. 2 40-member squads of high school seniors going to match their talents. 12:30 clash. Tickets now available online at the stadium on game day for $10 each. The event is hosted by the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association. Don't miss it, December 10th. Enjoy some great football up there in Montgomery.
Right at midfield for the Yellow Jackets. Jason Smith to the outside, and Smith to the 40. He's got a first down.
Yeah, he had his choice then. If he would have gave, it would have been some positive yards. And even if he kept, he got positive yards. So good decision.
You kind of feel like that confidence brewing in Jason Smith in this game, like it might be one of those special nights for him.
Oh, yeah. He's came out smoking on all cylinders. I mean, passing, running, good decision with the football. So, hey, he's ready for playoff football down here.
He looks great tonight.
At the 39. Roberts right up the middle. Trey Roberts breaks the tackle, and he's down to the 22. And McGill moving the ball on the ground here on this drive.
You know, we see so many talented kids in South Alabama. Got a little trivia question here. I'll get back to that
there are
point.
26 teams in Alabama with the nickname Panthers, like Murphy. That's 3rd most. And 13 teams nicknamed the Yellow Jackets. That's 7th most. What's the most popular nickname among schools in Alabama? Think about that one. We'll give it to you in the second half.
Sort of run out of animals.
Up the middle is Roberts. I was surprised at how many Yellow Jackets there were. I was surprised in my research.
How many of them are actually yellow?
Well, there's only one that's orange, I think.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, be my guess.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Talking about all the talent we see on the field, and everybody seems to have a level of it, but almost every coach we talk to says, Jason Smith, wouldn't mind having him on my team.
Yep.
Sure. That's how good he is.
Smith gives it off to Roberts on the left side. Roberts sees some daylight, and he's down to the 11.
And I guarantee you there's some other coaches would like to have that one as well.
First down for McGill.
He is such a productive runner. And he gets a good block by Garrison right there on the edge.
Holds the football real close to his body, almost high and tight. I would say midway, but he gets it out of the way of those legs so they can get churned, and I tell you that.
1st and 10 at the 11 for McGill. Roberts up the middle, move it down to about the 6.
Little counter trade. You got Garrison in the middle there, laying the wood on some of the would-be defenders, making some room for Roberts to run up the middle there on that A-gap.
And Murphy penetration, we're seeing less and less of that defensively right now. They're going to have to try to get across that line of scrimmage and disrupt some things.
Art Sessions there with the headset on.
He's had a pretty fair first year as a head guy.
Roberts up the middle again. You know, we were talking to Art down in the field before the game. We didn't see the Murphy-McGill game because it was a Thursday night game, and we said, hey, what happened there? And he said, Murphy played great football. He said they came out and really played great and did everything so well. And he said, we just didn't have the same intensity that we had against Daphne the week before. And you see that, you see it in a lot of teams at all levels.
Sure, and with the McGill team, I think we'd all agree this is a team that needs to bring their A game.
Yep.
Because it's a big fall off when they don't do that.
You're right. 3rd and 5. Looking on the far side, and Carl Lee's got it for the touchdown.
You know, Lee one-on-one on the court. If he gets on the inside,
it's over.
It's a mismatch.
Dan, I want to tell you, defensively, you let anybody on the inside, they've just got a better chance.
Yeah.
I hate when those receivers get underneath the corners. I like to take away the inside.
Right. I like the play call.
Yeah, well, I like it too, especially if the corner's not going to take away the inside like that.
You got just a better chance with the quarterback having to make a tougher throw to the outside.
Right.
With the boundary helping you as well.
Absolutely.
Don't let them inside.
Hamlin for the PAT. Look at our end zone camera. And that is good, and it's 21-7. McGill has scored on 3 straight possessions. And now Murphy's got to pick up a couple of first downs or something here. Get a little something going, but McGill has been impressive to say the least. And here's that touchdown pass again.
You know, very decisive, a lot like May, and that was a slant on the inside too. The KJ
McGill
May
let him inside.
Right. So Smith knew exactly where he was going to go with that ball, and there it is.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They did it on opposite ends of the field. They're going to get back in it. They've got 2:56 to do it, Jim, so Murphy got to put together something quick.
7th touchdown catch of the year for Carl Lee. What an addition he's been as a junior. And you look at Jason Smith coming back next year for McGill. Carl Lee coming back. You got Loudon on the offensive line coming back. So this McGill team is going to be really, you just like the direction this team is heading in.
Yeah, I mean, this has been quite a turnaround from last year. And again, last year was a playoff team. But the run that this group has had, only one loss on the year, and they're doing their best to avenge that loss right here, right now.
May, you see there, stands back deep. Tevin McKenzie there also. They have not kicked it deep yet. They've tried to keep it to the up men, and they'll pooch this one. And we get a whistle.
Some outside by McGill, possibly.
That one stayed in bounds. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds on the kick, but it checked up nicely. But as Vic said, they were offside, so they'll move back and kick this one from the 35. And again, these teams met just 2 weeks ago here at Ladd, 52-35. Dan was talking about the fact it was 10-7 at the half, and then, you know, the game kind of started going back and forth. McGill was up, I think, 24-21 at one point, and Bart Sessions, we were talking on the field before the game, and he said, you know, you just got a feeling if somebody could make a stop, it would change the game. And that's what happened.
I don't think that Murphy was stopped by McGill from that point of the game on, by the way.
Murphy has continued to improve as the season has gone on.
We saw them play a really good game against Blunt early in the year, and Blunt is a physically imposing team, well coached. We were impressed with Murphy in a loss.
Williams, who has a touchdown tonight, gets dropped at the 34.
Yeah, well, you know, the deal about Murphy is, you know, and I think it was the difference in the first game that they played McGill. McGill has a couple of 3 or 4 great athletes. I think Murphy, across the board, probably has more than a lot of teams around the whole city, you know, just by the sheer size of their high school.
Absolutely. And speed, you know, it's surprising for a high school that big. One thing you sometimes don't see from a Murphy team is a lot of size. You see great speed, but you don't always see those huge specimens that you would expect to see.
No, never. Almost on the offensive line. Not as big as a lot of teams.
Yeah, everybody's playing basketball in 7-on-7 these days, making these skill guys.
Rolling out is May. Looking for Dixon. He drops it at the 40. Had it out there in single coverage against Alex Pond. There's our scoring summary. It's 8 plays, 50 yards, 242. Time of possession. Carl Lee with the touchdown reception.
And that was going to be a tough catch. He had to pivot all the way around. Sort of threw it behind him there. Dixon.
They like Dixon a lot. Sophomore, they use him in a lot of ways.
Well, he's got some talent. He's fleet of foot. So, yeah, get the football in that young man's hand.
8 touchdowns on the year. Give it to him on the right side. He's got a huge hole. Dixon across the 50, 40. Cuts it back at the 20, and Jalen Square drops him down at the 17.
What a play by Jalen on them, too. Didn't you see that?
But after many, many, many yards. Yeah, Jalen saved a touchdown, but Dixon, we just talked about how they like to get him the ball in a lot of ways. He might weigh 150, that's about all, but look at that speed by Dixon.
Yeah, when you weigh 150, that usually makes you a lot faster. But I tell you what a play by the free safety. Being the last line of defense to bring that guy down.
Talked about Murphy had a chance to do something, and they're doing it.
50-yard pickup for Dixon, and he'll get it again, but this time he'll be hit in the backfield and brought down. Andrew Allen, the inside linebacker, the first one in there.
That last play,
same opposite side.
And that's exactly what the normal response by McGill is that, and you rarely see them just get clobbered and lose the edge on the outside, but the previous play, that's exactly what happened. Ron Lee happy with the last play, the one before the last play. Seeing if he can't get something in the end zone before the half is up.
8th season for Ron Lee, 6-7 all-time in the playoffs. May with time, fires to the near side, able to get it complete to Craig, and he's pushed out of bounds.
Got a penalty flag deep in the back of the end zone. Maybe some type of illegal contact. We'll see what the Zebra has to say. But
that was away from the ball.
Yeah, but if the play stands, looks like they're going to have a 1st and goal, Jim.
Yeah, they're going to have it at the 5, and then they might. We'll see here. Good protection for May. He's against McGill, so first and goal coming up here for the Yellow Jackets. I should say for the Panthers. Coach Ron Lee, as we said, 71-35 all-time at Murphy High School. Is easy going the coach as you'd ever want to find.
Just a great guy. And the relationship he has with these kids, too, is
I bet
fantastic.
you he still makes you run gassers.
I think he'd make us run gassers.
He would ask us nicely.
He's the best.
His wife Susan up here talking to her in the press box. Makes her work on game night. She's running the video camera.
Oh, yeah. She's not a slacker.
First and goal from the 5. On the inside give, and that one is going to be hit and stopped for a yard loss as McGill. Great job. Alex Kilborn, the sophomore, has had a nice first half, and he also had some help from Garrett Myers.
All over that thing. Talk about sniffing it out.
Sure, he diagnosed that from the beginning. You think that little shovel pass would have tricked him, but no. That's just the type of defense that McGill plays. Good, sound defense. Everybody reading their keys and doing what they're supposed to be.
May on the left side cuts it back to the right, dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
And then sometimes you just have May making a play.
Sure.
You can read as many keys as the locksmith. There's not much you can do about that guy.
Well,
when a guy dives from 3 yards out, I mean, you don't have a play for a defender in the air.
No.
Boy, such an important drive there for Murphy.
Absolutely.
Boy.
They'll get the kick in the second half, too.
So they'll chance to cut it to 7 here. Warren, who's got a big leg. We were watching him in warm-ups. And this one is good. It's 21-14. And shaping up to be a great matchup of the Mobile rivals here. And let's watch the replay as watch KJ May launch up. And he's in for the score. 8th rushing touchdown of the year for May.
Well, it wasn't just that he left at the 2-yard limit. Look where he came down, maybe three yards in.
Yeah, and anytime you catch Jalen Square off guard, you've done a good job.
As we said, Murphy.
And man, Jalen's just a junior. Wow.
Yeah.
And this defense is really, Andrew Allen's a junior. Jeff Stanley, who's playing outside linebacker, does some spot time at tailback, is a junior. So you really got some talent on this team. Simon Cortopassi, just a sophomore. And Petrie, also the safety, a junior. Jalen Squares, a junior. Filbert Marshall, a junior.
Hey, I'm starting to think it's unfair for Coach Sessions.
They're coached by a couple of guys that really know defense, too.
Oh, Ricky Chancery and Coach Sessions. I mean, those two great defensive minds.
And I think they melded together pretty well. There could have been some question of who's in charge here.
Yeah, second round in playoffs, first year.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost undefeated the season.
Jalen Square picks this one up at the 23 after some trouble. Slips a tackle. Jalen Square up the near side. And he's out to the 50. And great field position here for McGill-Toolen with 57 seconds left. And McGill has all their timeouts.
Well, I'll tell you what really made that is the fiddle faddle with the ball and kind of open it up.
The fiddle faddle. Week 12. First fiddle faddle reference. 6 plays, 66 yards, minute 50, and KJ May with a touchdown.
Jim, you are still in the South, brother. I just have to remind you.
I think in 3 years, that's the first fiddle faddle we've had from '99.
Yeah, you just have to make sure Jim remembers he's not up above the Mason-Dixie line.
At the 47, Jason Smith dumps it out of the backfield to Roberts. Roberts gets around Reed, and now Roberts to the outside inside the 40, slips another one inside the 30. First down, Yellow Jackets, and the clock will stop as he's bumped out of bounds.
Yeah, that was good by him just to get out of bounds toward the end of that. He knew he had plenty of time on the clock to make a few moves, and then at the end to get out of bounds, heads-up play by him.
19-yard pickup out of the backfield for Roberts. Boy, Jamarco Reed was coming at, and Roberts just thought like there was no chance he was going to bring him down. He just was very calm about it.
Well, all Roberts does, he gets out of bounds, too.
Smith to the near side, fires that one off complete down to the 20. A big hit, and they'll mark him down at the 20-yard line as Patrick Valet had a touchdown last week with the reception there. I've called a few valets over the years from McGill.
Wideouts always. Scrappy kids like to play.
From McGill. Scrappy kids that like to play, and they're at McGill.
That's, if you don't have scrappy kids that like to play at McGill, you might as well shut it down.
Timeout called for by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, through the years, that's been their MO for sure.
Tell you about some of the folks who are bringing us high school football on UTV 44 all season long and here in the playoffs as well. When we do that, we'll get ready to pass along a few scores, even more so for us in the booth since we're on tape delayed. Paige Plash, Encore Rehabilitation, the supporter of high school football on UTV 44 and high school football all across the state. Greer's Market, your favorite Auburn Tiger, right, Big Lock?
Robert Greer is a prince of a guy.
Finest American that wears red, white, and orange and blue.
Spring Hill Toyota. That's quite an anointment you just made there, Vic. Hey, Class launched some scores. Spanish Ford on top of Valley 17-0. Fairhope 14-6 over Blunt. UMS over Elmore County. Viger 20-3 over Greenville. I don't like anybody coming back when Viger's got a 17-point lead.
No.
To put it on them. And last report we had, Prattville Daphne 3-3.
Well, it is a full moon, so hold on.
Jason Smith on the draw. Smith, tripped up. Great job as Jamarcus Reed was engaged but reached up and pulled down Jason Smith, and Jason Smith just told him so on the way back to the huddle. Gave him a little pat on the head, so that was nice.
Yeah, and it was nice, and it was a big play.
Inside 30 seconds to go. Smith rolls out on the right side, fires it, and able to find a little soft spot. Imson in, and he's down to the 1. Now he's in for the touchdown.
Wow.
The sophomore Harrison Imson with the touchdown.
Using everything you got on that drive. They had to go about half the field, and it wasn't just the superstars making plays either.
Yeah, Jason Smith just distributing the football, doing what he needed to do, handing it off to Trey Roberts. And look at this, guys. He just finds the guy across the middle here. Here, take this and make a touchdown for me. Score in the half and get a coat.
Yeah, it's his first touchdown of the year, 9th catch of the season.
Ballet with a big catch, Imson with a big catch over the middle, and they cobble together a big drive, and they answer Murphy just like that.
Hamlin makes it 28-14.
I'll tell you what, Murphy is already in chase mode. As soon as they get close, McGill pulls away with another score.
McGill with all that set up with a great return with a little fiddle-faddle help from Jalen Square.
I think probably what we're going to get down to now is by next year the fiddle-faddle play of the game will be a feature.
So with just 14 seconds left, Murphy will try a little magic of their own. Now, they have got their backfield is their return guys. Their starting backfield is their return guys.
How nice is that?
Yeah, and your other up man is Torian Williams, who's caught a touchdown tonight.
But how many teams are going to put their starting quarterback deep like that? Not many. I don't think I've ever seen Troy Aikman deep for a receiver.
Well, no. And there's some reason for that, right? I could see Michael Vick back there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And I wouldn't want to see him as a defender back there.
Rex Grossman? Just throwing it out there.
There's the line of the night so far.
That would be breach of contract.
Can you throw an interception on a kick return?
Hamlin.
He could.
Squibs this one, taken by the up man, Dixon. Dixon right up the middle. We talked about it. He's at midfield. Still on his feet, and at the 49-yard line with 6 seconds on the clock.
Oh, and then you got Quarter Passy getting a little cute on the sideline because he's going to wrestle anybody he can in blue, and so 15 more yards on top of this.
Ooh, so now you got a chance.
Yeah, you've only got 6 seconds, and that is one tough dude right there, Dixon.
Just a sophomore, 5'8", 145.
Hey, you went hitting that little fiddle-faddle with him, and then he saw an opening and took off.
Now 2 flags over here on the Murphy sideline. So they're both on the same infraction. Looks like they will be, so yes. All right. I'm guessing Coach Sessions will bring that up at the half.
Yeah, I'm sure that he will. But Quarter Pass is one of those guys you don't want to drain the fight out of him because the fight is his game.
All right, from the 36, May.
Right, Vic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 4 receivers. May scrambles out, pressure coming, has to turn it back, and now reverses again, trying to throw against his body. It's going to be a flag on the block back there, and this one is going to be tipped up and intercepted. Picked off on the near side. It's Vic's guy, Jalen Square. Square trying, and he'll get brought down at the 20.
Yeah, I like what the quarterback did, though. He at least tried to make a play, but let's see what the penalty flag is.
Yeah,
it was a block in the back.
Yeah, block on. I think it was going to be Richard Lucas and Hernandez Corley were back in there with pressure. And it's against Murphy, so this one will go to the half.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to decline it and let the players just go on in, get a Coke, and we'll play next game. Half.
And how about the throw against his body there by May to get it all the way down there as we...
How about an entertaining first half, guys?
Wow. What a game. 28-14. Saw a couple of turnovers.
Jim's going to need some oxygen, Dan.
We wait for Coach Sessions to make his way over to Pat Greenwood. Coach Sessions was having a word with the officials as they were heading off the field. Let's send it on down now as we look at the RSA Tower in downtown Mobile. We're not far away. Pat Greenwood's got Bart Sessions.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, offensively, you guys are moving the football. What's the key out there?
Yeah, the offensive line's doing a tremendous job. Trey and Jason running the ball. Of course, some wideouts made some plays. We got to keep it up. Murphy's going to score some more points. They're really hard to defend, and we're going to have to score at least that many more in the second half.
You had 70 combined in the last game. Can you do it again?
I sure hope not. I sure hope not. So, we just want to keep playing our game, running some clock, and hopefully we can get out here with a win.
All right, good stuff. We appreciate it, Coach. All right, and look, we saw what Murphy did as they moved down the field just a little while ago. Far from over here, fellas.
Oh, I would say for sure. But that, you had Murphy get the late touchdown, and then McGill answers back with the later touchdown, which I think is a big changing moment.
McGill got 14 points in the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's a lot late in the half.
Absolutely. And as Dan said, Murphy will get it to start quarter number 3. We'll come back and we will hear from the bands at halftime. It's 28-14 McGill on top of Murphy. A very exciting first half of football here on UTV 44. 28-14. It's round 2 of the 6A playoffs. McGill on top of Murphy. These two teams met 2 weeks ago, and it was a barn burner at the end of that one. And expecting another one here in the second half of this one as we get ready to send it down to the field. McGill-Toolen and their band on the field first for our M&S Music halftime show.
We hope you enjoy our 2011 production entitled Some Kind of Hero. Abby Adams is your game ready. You can take the field in exhibition.
Best Music halftime show here on UTV 44 after hearing the McGill Band do the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. Let's find out what the Murphy Band has in store for us.
Happy birthday, United States Marine Corps.
Ladd-Peebles Stadium on a Friday night overlooking beautiful downtown Mobile. Murphy, McGill. These two teams met in week 10 of the regular season. Murphy won that one. McGill's on top 28-21. I think a big key in that first half, 21-14. Murphy just scored, minute left, thinking he could get the ball back. And then all of a sudden, things really got on, really saw a lot more offense like we saw with here to start things off with Williams and Roberts.
Trey Roberts has been great. Here you got Murphy. That's one of their early scores. First one of the game is May knows exactly what he's going to do with it. And May knows again, this time by leaping from the 2-yard line. Boy, this guy's had quite a half. Jason Smith finds Roberts on a wheel route, makes two people miss. Touchdown.
Makes it 28-14 at the end of the half there as we take a look at our halftime stats. 11 first downs for McGill. McGill has been methodical on some of those drives. 7-9 through the air for Jason Smith, 112 yards. They've rushed for 117. 229 yards of total offense for Murphy on the other side. We see that 120 rushing yards. Pretty good first half for a lot of teams, but this is a team that averages over 300 yards a game on the ground.
Yeah, well, you said methodical too, Jim. For those just checking this game out, that's important because Murphy's the kind of offense you want to keep it away from them, hang on to the ball.
Big first half for Trey Roberts, 20 rushes, 85 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Jason Smith, 7 for 9, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. So it's been a strong first half for McGill-Toolen, and now Murphy gets to open things up in the second half. And let's get out of here from Pat Greenwood.
Well, how about some more stats for Jason Smith? In the second quarter, 6 for 6, 3 touchdowns. 3 of his last 5 passes have gone for touchdowns. So I asked Ron Lee, I said, what do you do to stop that? He said, you know what? He said, what I told my players at halftime is to relax. Quit holding on so tight. I understand what's at stake here, but bottom line is we're playing Friday night football. Relax. Let's have fun. What happens will happen.
Yeah, you would expect, Coach Bart Sessions told Pat coming off the field, he said, Murphy's going to score, at least that many more points. But those defensive coaches, they're really thinking, we're going to stop him. Yeah. We're going to stop him.
And again, Murphy only got 14 in the first half. That's well below that.
Yep.
When they got 52.
Yeah, they averaged 31 a game. Onside kick to start things off for McGill, and the ball's still up in the air and recovered by McGill-Toolen. How about the onside kick to start things off? Cortopassi was over there, but finally coming down with it, Shane Petrie, and that ball bounced around on the far side. I thought Cortopassi was going to have it, and they catch Murphy napping to start the third quarter.
Vic, usually when you don't get it on the first shot as the onside kicking team, well, that was your one chance.
Yeah,
you don't get it early.
Yeah, you don't get it on the second shot. And initially I was concerned whether it went the necessary 10 yards, but it did apparently. And by Murphy touching it again, that certainly makes it free ball for the kickoff team, but he's still checking it out. I think that's the question to our ref. Isn't it D's he's got a question about? Is there a legal touch, or he's going to clarify here?
The ball was touched by one of the receiving teams first, then ultimately recovered by the kicking team. So it is White's ball.
So as Vic said, it was touched early.
But touched by Murphy.
Yeah, but I thought he's just said that the receiving team touched it early.
They did, so it doesn't have to go 10 yards at that point.
Murphy. That would be Murphy.
Okay, the receiving team. That's correct.
Right.
Well, actually, I thought the kicking team touched it early.
Pat Greenwood.
Well, what Ron Lee is arguing is that if it was touched by Murphy, if it's touched by my team, why wasn't there a beanbag thrown? And that's why there's some confusion. They didn't see a beanbag thrown, so that's why they thought maybe McGill touched it first.
Well, but I think the beanbag only signifies fumble, and he touched, not necessarily recovered it and then fumble. Right. But maybe that's something a part of the kicking team I'm not aware about at kickoffs. But I thought McGill touched it early, and then Murphy touched it, and that certainly made it become a live ball. But it should have been dead by the initial touch.
If it had not gone 10 yards.
Correct, and I don't think it went 10 yards. Maybe our guy can get us a replay real quick up there.
Boy, how about the kicking plays in this game? You had the fake punt that Murphy did not execute, gave it to McGill at the 34. They score on. Then they kick it to Jalen Squares, the fiddle-faddle play that takes it all the way inside Murphy territory.
It'll forever be known as.
I'm going to have to trademark that thing if you're going to use it like that.
So McGill comes out in another great kicking play. They get the onside kick, and they start it off. Their average starting field position, McGill tonight on their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, they're there again right at the 50.
Okay, well, all the votes are in, and McGill has the ball, 2nd down and 5.
Now McGill smell a little blood in the water. Murphy's defense has to come up with a stop here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this could be an early dagger if they punch it in here with 7 points.
Roberts, pressure on the far side, gets just inside the 45. 3rd down coming up.
We talked about the fact that it's a playoff game, win or go home, and yet we're seeing some chances being taken, like that onside kick when you're up by 2 scores.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Sessions, he coming out of the half, he says, my guys are in control, and I'm going to mash the accelerator.
Yeah, and how about the kick by Hamlin on that onside kick? Got the huge bounce. And, we were watching Warren, the kicker for Murphy, practicing the onside kicks before the game, and he was very impressive, and Hamlin comes out and pulls it off here. 3rd and 4. Far side, able to get it complete. Going to be short of a first down, however. Gibson.
Well, the ever-seen bubble screen. Everybody runs it. Everybody defends it. So Murphy's up to the task on it.
All right, so you onside kick. You're 4th and
2.5.
McGill going to go for it now. We have a Murphy player who's down. Oh, boy. This was very odd. It's like he was running off the field.
I think that's the guy that made the play earlier.
Jones who got hurt.
Greg Jones.
Pat Greenwood.
Yeah, it is Greg Jones. He's the guy that made the tackle. And as soon as the tackle was made, he popped up and was grabbing his left leg, lower left leg. I don't know if it's a cramp or if it's something that he just banged up on the tackle.
Yeah, hopefully it's a cramp. It's odd. You see the...
see a player jump up and then seem to be okay, and then all of a sudden just go down to the ground.
Yeah, you hope it's maybe he's just going out to see if he maybe doesn't get kneed. Sometimes that happens in the calf.
Oh, yeah, he caught him there toward the back. And that does not feel good.
He doesn't realize that he's hurting until he gets up. And now he's well enough to come off on his own.
Boy, they need him on that outside linebacker spot. So 4th and 2. For McGill here. They went for it on 4th down once in the first half. It was 4th and less than a yard.
And a couple of well-coached teams, too. Really
absolutely.
like the execution and efficiency on both sides.
Makes it a joy to watch, doesn't it?
Really does.
The kids are hustling and playing hard. And that's what the fiduciary relationship is. The player play hard. Coaches put you in position to make plays.
Here we go. 4th down for McGill to open things up. They pitch it to Roberts on the right side. Cuts it back. He's hit and then lunges forward. Let's see the spot. McGill says they like the spot on the far side.
He takes a good shot, looked like from Marcus McCants, but keeps those long legs driving, and he may kick the sticks, looks like.
It looked like he was going to be short.
Yeah, it did.
And that first contact, and then...
It looks like he was not involved in a fiduciary relationship with the Murphy defense.
No, he was not. And that does not exist ever, offensively and defensively.
Let's see if he's got it by just a little bit.
He does. 2 of 2 for McGill on 4th down in this one, both at the hands of Roberts.
Yeah, but you got to give Murphy credit. They were there, but Roberts is just a guy that always gets the forward lean.
And he gets the more credit because he gets to kick the sticks, get a new fresh set of downs, and playing tough football and playing wide open football, whatever the coaches are asking him to do.
He was hit well short of the first down marker. He'll take it again, hurdles his way through, and he's to the 33.
He's just a really good high school football player.
Absolutely.
Not only that, he may even have an opportunity to take his talents to the higher level.
They like that 6'1" size. 185. He's going to get a little bigger.
Yep. And we know he can play defense. Well documented. He was our defensive player of the game as a junior a year ago. I think it may have been in the Davidson game, but he can play either side.
Yeah, we wish him well to get an opportunity to continue his
play action for Smith. Looks now he's going to have to pull it down, and he's going to be hit. Gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and Greg Jones, good to see back in on that tackle there for Murphy.
I like the call though, because you got the chance. There's Jones back in, as we just talked about that. It was second and kind of short, second and manageable, and you're running it well. Take a shot, with Lee, who's definitely a weapon downfield, just wasn't there.
3rd and 4 for McGill. They've had it since the onside kick recovery to start the second half. Roberts plugs away on the right side. He's going to be close, and Loudon lost his helmet there. That didn't fall off. He was probably involved in some contact, huh, Vic?
Hey, I bet that young man's doing some collisions out there. Buckle his seatbelt on his helmet.
Just enough
for a first down for McGill.
Yeah, Coach Sessions starting to lean on Trey to do what he needs him to do. I need you to run between the tackles and get the tough yardage. I may pitch it out to you around the end. I need you to use your speed. But whatever it is, he's up to the task.
3.5 minutes gone by on the drive so far. Smith back to Roberts on the left side.
And
That ball came out at the end of that play.
and I guarantee you, just as soon as the Murphy defense gets comfortable with looking for Roberts, he'll take the cape off of Smith.
That was Chris Fisher, the big junior, 77 there, fell on the football.
Big play by Smith.
So it's
Fisher, I should say.
second and about 7 here. We'll call it a long 6. Inside to Garrison. Garrison, the fullback, has got a first down inside the 20. Boy, Murphy's defense has been on the field a bunch so far here tonight.
Yeah, because McGill's drives, as you were talking about, a lot of them have been very methodical.
And they get the key in on Roberts, then they unleash the fullback instead of the quarterback.
Fullback's on top of your trap play before you know it. Bang,
Sure.
he's got 6 yards. You're looking around, what the heck just happened?
Yeah. You're looking at the back of his jersey. He's going downfield. Oh, he's got the football.
Yeah.
They give it to him again. And again, he's inside the 15, down all the way near the 10, just shy of another first down.
Just a simple little dive play right over the center there. Going into that A-gap, that backside backer's got to be sound. You can't overrun it, but you got to get there. He didn't overrun it, but he got there and just didn't completely crash it down like he needs to.
That's used to knock over some kids in CYO, you think, Garrison?
Oh, boy.
Back in his day when he was just a tough kid right there.
Picks up 8.
Yeah, Jonathan Petway, the inside backer for Murphy. He's got to take care of that fullback before he takes care of anything else.
Jason Smith cuts it back to the inside as a flag, and that's going to come back as a hold, and that's going to radically change this drive's outlook. Murphy will take that penalty and back him up 10 yards from the hold was about at the 17. A 10-yard spot penalty.
And when McGill has been challenged by their own penalties, Smith has been able to bail them out.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
You know, in the first half, McGill had more penalties than Murphy, but despite the penalties, the scoreboard doesn't reflect it.
Yeah.
6 penalties for 50 yards against McGill so far here tonight.
Well, they're versatile enough, Jim. You know, when they get in a situation like this, they're well coached enough. They've got enough talent. They've got a great guy at quarterback where they don't panic.
Yeah, he makes good decisions, their quarterback. So far, so good. So see what he dials up here.
Jason Smith on the right side makes a move on Greg Jones, and Jones holds on to him and slings him down. That's a great play by the senior Jones.
Especially for a guy that just limped off the field to be able to one-on-one with Smith. That's kind of scary on the edge.
That is scary. You see Smith out there by yourself with him, but hey, Greg just keeps his shoulders square. Don't go for all the fakes. Looks at him and just tackles him. Say, sit down right here, young man.
Good play by Jones.
3rd and 15 from the 25.
6'3", 190-pound senior Greg Jones.
McGill 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversions tonight.
Good to see Jones back out there.
Impson, the receiver, to the bottom of the screen. Smith all kinds of time. Saunders out to the right. He'll step out of bounds. There's a flag there.
Yeah, he didn't see anybody open. Even deep backside was covered as well.
Yeah, I was looking, and I didn't see anybody open either. So
We talked about the DBs of Murphy. They've played well this year.
a lot of takeaways.
And Dan, you've got a better line of sight than him, so if you didn't find anybody, no, it was closed shop. That's why he stepped out of bounds, just to maintain the football.
Coach Jordan, defensive coordinator, he's done a great job for Murphy for a lot of years.
Yep.
They got their hands full tonight with this McGill offense.
Let's see what this is here. They're marking it off. It's against Murphy.
Wow. On the defense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat, 3rd down.
Wow.
Well, it must not have been in the defensive backfield, or that would have been an automatic first down.
Right.
So there's been some up front there.
And look at the lower left-hand corner of your screen. 5:41. This is the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, eating some clock here.
And they had it at midfield.
Yeah.
They got it at midfield.
Again, methodical and letting that play clock wind down.
3rd and 6. 2 tight ends. Garrison in front of Roberts. They play action. Rolling out. Pressure from Jones. Smith floats it into the end zone. It's up and nearly intercepted. Wow, that was a dangerous toss from Smith.
Almost could have been, should have been. It's probably the size of Carl Lee that keeps that from being an interception, because Murphy was 2-on-1 right there. They always say don't throw against your body over the middle. Of course, high school kids trying to make a play. They also had Imson, I believe it was, that was just totally covered in the corner of the end zone. So that's who he's looking for initially right there.
He felt the heat of Jones that flushed him out there. And first bad decision you've seen out of Jason Smith tonight with the football. He's been pretty careful with it. Yeah. Careful all year.
Bettis back there trying to get a hold of this one. This will be a 34-yard attempt from Hamlin. And it's good. 31-14. McGill uses 6.5 minutes to start up the third quarter and comes away with a field goal and increases their lead to 17. It's round 2 of the playoffs. We're at Ladd on UTV 44. (31-14) with that field goal from McGill to open things up here in the second half after the onside kick. 6 minutes and 32 seconds they burn off the clock. And if that Murphy defense was tired after that first half, wow, what a tough start.
You know, we always talk about near the end of the half, hey, so-and-so is going to get it to start the half. Well, in fact, that did not happen. With the onside kick, McGill got it to start the half, and you see what they did.
McKenzie at the 15. And he gets out to the 29-yard line. So now we'll see Murphy's offense, which, you know, has not been on the field for probably 35, 40 minutes of real time. And they'll start it at the 29.
Well, here's been McGill's response to that tough loss. Final game of the regular season where everybody looked up and said, what was the score now? Right. Murphy was 5-4 going into that game. Beat McGill 52-35, but McGill responding so far tonight in the playoffs when it really counts.
May goes to the right side. Now he's going to pull it down and goes all the way back to the far hash. Pressure from the backside, and he gets it up near the first down marker.
McGill's one of those teams, Vic, that's so sound, and you better be against May. If you fall asleep on the backside, he can embarrass you.
Yeah, he'll sneak out the back door if he can find it and get some positive yards out of it. That time he kind of looked downfield and saw that coverage, and he said, hey, let me take it under.
12-play, 50-yard drive, 4 yards a crack.
Yep.
And
6 minutes, 32 seconds.
Yeah, that's the big number on that stat.
Overcame the penalty to get some points.
Dixon pushes ahead. He's into McGill territory, and the young sophomore drops his shoulder.
You got him listed at 145. He doesn't run like it.
Well, I'll tell you, up front there, Bren Brooks, who Coach Lee is real excited about being one of his leaders up front on the offensive side. Made some room there from the right guard position. Know his parents very well, go to my church. His dad's a very good singer.
Give it off to Dixon. And he's going to be hit and stop for a loss. That has to be a huge church, Vic Lockett, for all the
everybody, you know, the mentions that we've had in 3 years.
Yeah. They have a good time out there in Pritchard. Good Church Ministries.
Garrett Myers.
You're more than welcome, Jim.
With the stop.
It's on the tip of your tongue.
On the first down, so it'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I'll make you honorary MC one Sunday.
Could you possibly videotape that for me, Vic? I'd like to watch that. I really would.
They give it, they fake, and now May looking for a receiver. Floats it out to the near flat, and Craig can't pull it down. Good coverage, Alex Pond, and then Craig a little hobbled. Good to see Alex Pond out there. Had mono earlier this season.
Yeah, mono near the end of the year. And he missed the Murphy game, I think, in fact. And
yep.
He's one of those guys that you say, okay, linebacker, maybe 5'11", 185, but what's he really bring? Well, he brings a lot because he knows where he needs to be. He's a sound tackler. He's a leader. You can't have enough of those on the field, can you?
No, you can't. Let's hope Tyrone Craig's okay if Pond didn't hurt him on that particular play.
3rd and 9 for Murphy. May steps up, floats to the near side, and that's incomplete. Was looking for Williams, and over his head.
Yeah, I think he got his arm hit, too, to make the pass a little more errant.
Bring up 4th down for Murphy.
They're starting to think, okay, our at-bats are slimming down here a little bit. We got to hit something while we got the bats in our hands. And what I mean by that, McGill is controlling the football, so Murphy's going to think twice about punting here, and even on an unlikely 4th and 11.
Yeah, they're going for it.
Go for it.
From the 46. Look like they got 2 receivers. Look like they might have one man uncovered here. May looks the other way, fires it off, and he's going to be very close. See, did he catch it, and did he get to the spot? He caught it, and let's see the spot.
Yeah, the spot's going to be the crucial thing, as it is every
first glance.
Oh, yeah, and he actually puts it back behind the 2 feet together. So McGill players seem to think that they've got the football. The Zebras take a break here and measure.
Yeah, they'll take a step and measure.
Yeah, they don't have to come far, and when you look at it from there, it doesn't look like he's got the first down.
Oof.
Stretch it and short.
Short by that far.
Wow.
Yellow Jackets ball. Yeah, I saw what you saw, Dan. Looks like he had a receiver over here uncovered. A linebacker dropped back over here to try to help with it. I think he'd take his chances with a linebacker on a receiver.
Yeah, and May never looked to this side of the field.
Did not recognize
May was, he already knew where he was going to go with the football right there, heading to Turner. The throw was good. The catch was good.
Just
6 inches short.
Wow. Jason Smith on the keeper to the left side, and he's going to be close to a McGill first down.
Like that, McGill's got the benefit of 2 very crucial official decisions. The first one was the onside kick.
Yep.
Did it go 10 yards? Who did it hit? What's up? You know, McGill gets the call anyway. And, of course, right there, not seeing neither happen as it was called. It's just that they were both razor close, and McGill is able to get both of those go their way, and that doesn't hurt.
That was good for a first down. Jason Smith trying to help his team avenge that loss in Week 10. Smith keeps it, dances to the middle. Another flag, and it's going to be a holding call. And, well, that one must have been blatant because the Murphy sideline was all up in arms on that call.
Mm-hmm. Got McGill a number of times for the hold tonight. They've hurt themselves. But like Vic Lockett said, it hasn't hurt on the scoreboard so far.
No, when you're up a couple of 3 touchdowns, you can afford to make a few penalties and shoot a couple of toes off as long as you don't hit the big toe.
Well, they've been doing it all day and getting away with it in terms of recovering from it.
Spot foul will move it back just
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, replay first down.
down to the 39.
Yeah, the Murphy players thought they had a turnover there.
1st and 20 coming up. Wow, Trey Roberts, 166 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 through the air and 1 on the ground. What a night so far for the senior. Smith rolls to the short side of the field. Now another flag. It looks like that might be a hold on the edge, and now Smith going all the way back, and he'll be dropped for a loss. The ball came out, and McGill was ruled down.
Well, that's a game changer. And look at that speed on that Murphy defense again.
Yeah, they're not trying to allow him to get out that back door, are they, Dan?
Yeah, Petway. That one had come loose, but I think that's going to be that's a hold on the edge.
All right, now they're going to be, what, 1st and Virginia Street for sure.
I tell you.
Kind of un-McGill-like this season with the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
One thing it's also doing is we're down to 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
On the offense, that's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Replay first down.
Yeah, but the idea here is to possess the ball, and they're at their own 25, and to move the chains, they've got to get to the other 43.
It says 2nd and 32 on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Don't see many of those.
Nah. What kind of play you got for this, Dan?
I don't.
Well, Roberts has trouble with it, lost the handle, picked it back up, and spins back to the 30. Wow.
I got to tell you, I got a little out on Bart here because we talked to Coach Sessions before the game, and he said, hey, first of all, Murphy played great in that game. He said, but the other thing was they got a few bounces. The ball hits the floor and bounces right back to him. Well, Bart, there's one back to you.
Yeah, I've seen a few bounces go their way.
Yeah,
just the opposite tonight.
Evening out.
So now if you're McGill, you're happy just to you don't have to get the first down. Just punt the ball. Run it a few times, punt the ball, so you don't have to drop. Expose yourself to a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
I think we've got an equipment stoppage now. Players having some issues with his shoe.
I think on 2nd down, you got enough talent on the field, Jim, where you take a chance on something. You can take a chance on something here. Maybe you're going to screen or just get somebody that you like talent-wise with the ball in their hands in a little space, and that's Seafield. Lucky into 20 yards, and then you might have something manageable on third down. Vic Lockett?
Carson Breland.
I defer to you.
Carson Breland.
Why would you do that?
He couldn't get his shoe. He saw a big ankle brace on. Couldn't get his shoe back in the ankle brace, and they finally able to help him get it back on. So 2nd and 27. Trey Roberts falls to the 32.
Yeah, he runs the sprint draw to see what happens with that great player. Put the football in his hands. So now he's 3rd and 27.
Roberts has made some big runs. They were hoping for one right there to change the situation.
No, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Once you get the football in his hand, he is subject to take it anywhere on the field, the distance. We've seen him do it nights plenty.
4 wide, maybe a quarterback draw here.
Jason Smith deep. Quick kick maybe? Yep. It got blocked. Well, it got partially blocked or just went off his foot. Didn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So the punt wasn't even, or quick kick wasn't even a first down.
Pat Greenwood.
Yeah, there was no block whatsoever. He just missed it. I'll be honest with you. And what a break for Murphy, because look, you got 13 minutes left. So you got to make something happen here, but they've got an opportunity.
Well, the kicking game continues to be an interesting part of this evening's game, to say the least.
It has. Good and bad.
Murphy with great field position. They average starting at their own 26 tonight, but here they have it at the McGill 47. McKenzie tripped up in the backfield. Will pick up a couple.
A little reverse pivot, trying to do some misdirection and catch him asleep, but Shane Petrie up there to make the tackle.
Yep, safety came up to make the stop. Gain of 1.
2nd down and 9.
Petrie just a junior.
Murphy's shut out so far in this 3rd quarter, and it's really been a matter of they haven't had the football.
You're right. May looking downfield, has some time. Floats one near side, and that one's knocked away, but it's going to be pass interference. And you could hear Greg Coleman, the guilty party. You can hear the Murphy sideline. I think that was Ron Lee, head coach Ron Lee, we heard calling for the pass interference penalty.
Yeah, good call, Ron. He gets the call. Was that a catch or?
No, he missed the
Okay.
football.
It was knocked away.
Okay, all right.
But when you do it on the home team sideline, you're usually going to get the call. As you look at the replay here, KJ rolling
Pass
out.
interference on the white. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
Coleman actually is competing well, but evidently he's got the left hand on the back. We always talk about the offhand. Is it on the player when he's driving toward the football? That's what they saw.
May gives it in the backfield, and nothing doing there as they try to get Williams involved from the wide receiver spot. And Tyrone Craig will come back in at tight end. He limped off earlier, so good to see him making it back out there.
And Blake Lamont getting some penetration that time from the defensive end position to make that play.
We've said that a few times during McGill broadcast this season.
Lamont's, again, just a very solid high school football player. He's had a great senior season.
6'2", 210 senior.
May looking to throw to the near side. All alone is Craig, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 15, but he's going to have the Murphy first down. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 14.
Yeah, you don't even know all alone. He was all alone. He was really all alone earlier in that play. And May got it to him late.
Yeah,
but he was in the middle of the field. He was there right now.
As he drift over there, he just takes him where his momentum's going to take him out of bounds, as well as the defender put a tap on him.
1st and 10 for Murphy. May to the 11.
Made a good cut there just to get some positive yardage. Saw a huge hole, but McGill did a good job of closing it up.
So we are through 3 at Ladd. 31-14, McGill-Toolen on top. When we come back, we'll start quarter number 4. Murphy in a hole, but they're driving to open things up in the 4th. see our scores. We get ready to start the fourth. Matt Greenwood on the sidelines. Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, Jim Cox here in the booth. Jared Kihas.
Yellow Jacket dancing. He's liking what the score is showing on the scoreboard.
And Murphy has it 2nd and 7 from the 11. They've got to get points here.
They got to get points. They're going to keep competing, though. This Murphy team is going to keep competing. They know they can get points in bunches. There's no way they feel like they're out of this. It's a big, I mean, heck, especially for the seniors. This is it.
KJ May, senior quarterback. Sure on the delay here.
Yeah, the referee getting to position. He's taking his time. And now he says we can go and play football.
May spins around, looking to throw, looking for the fade on the far side to Dixon, and that one's overthrown. Good coverage back there. Alex Pond going up against Dixon, and Pond, the linebacker, that's a tough assignment there.
Yeah, it is, but Pond was up to it and actually got physical with Dixon right around the goal line and kind of boxed him out a little bit, almost using basketball terminology.
Yeah.
Bigger body.
Yeah, Dixon actually the shorter person there. Pond was 6'1". Dixon coming in at 5'8", just kind of gave up on the play.
3rd and 7. Dixon on the right side, in for the touchdown.
That time he didn't give up there. He finished the drive, didn't he?
Dixon is an exciting little guy who really, really competes.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy watching him the next couple, 3 years here for these Murphy Panthers.
And boy, did he turn it north quickly.
Yeah,
he was heading east and west and then turned it to the north.
And that's what I like about him. Hey, when he sees a hole, he just cuts up in it and just turns his little jets on and says, here, Jalen, let me play a little tough football with you here.
There was a hole to be seen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Warren to try to make it a 10-point game and does just that. So Murphy answers back. A lot of football left. Just 10 seconds gone by in the fourth. Dixon with the score, 31-21.
County 27, Bayside Academy 14.
Exactly what Murphy needed there, a touchdown on a quick run from Dixon, the sophomore. And now, as we said, we saw Warren, the kicker for Murphy, practicing the onside kicks before the game.
Yeah, we did.
And he was doing them very well, getting big, high bounces off the turf here at Ladd. Just saying.
Onside kick, not like we haven't seen one already tonight.
And now we get a whistle.
Offside. Murphy offside again. Jim, to my point to this Murphy team about the way they're not going to quit. And Vic, you look at this team, and especially right across the offensive line, plus KJ May, plus Tevin McKenzie, seniors. Now, Dixon, the young guy, makes the score. He scores it. There's a lot of guys on that offensive side of the ball that are saying, we're not ready to go home just yet.
Sure.
Moving back to the 35 and kick.
And we know how Murphy got to this offense, the evolution of the fact that he was not deep at his receivers, had a bunch of running backs. Just imagine if they featured just one of these guys back there with a pro eye. He would pile up some yards.
Yes, he would.
You're so right. It might look like McGill's offense with Jason Smith, the tools he has, with Robertson, the way he's able to pull it down like KJ May.
Yeah, the quarterback's actually, talent-wise, very similar. Jason a little bit taller and leaner.
Warren will kick it. Marshall. The 35 to the 36-yard line.
I think the most enjoyable thing we see every Friday night is watching teams compete. They really get after it.
Toyota, Spring Hill Toyota scoring summary, 6 plays, 43 yards, a minute 21. So you see much quicker for Murphy.
And they need to score quicker.
They sure do. They got to get the ball back. Got a healthy dose of Trey Roberts here to close for the next 11:43. Vic Lockett.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Starting now.
To the 40 goes Roberts.
I think somebody might have to travel to Phoenix City because they've got a lead on Benjamin Russell right now.
Winner of this game takes on the winner there. Not the winner of the Daphne Prattville game going up against the winner of Fairhope Blunt. That will be I don't care however any of the four shake out. That's going to be a great quarterfinal game.
Yeah, I agree.
Mason Smith checks in under center. Play clock, as Dan mentioned earlier. Down now. They snap it at 5. Roberts had a hole on the left side and cut it back to the inside.
Yeah, Andrew Talley had something to do with shutting that hole down. He stuck his head in there and said, hey, don't come in here.
3rd down and 3 for McGill. McGill 10-1 on the year. If you're just joining us, maybe watching the game on Saturday evening, flipping through the channels and find a little high school football to finish out your Saturday of football action.
And Murphy needs to come up with a stop here if they want to get their offense back on the field.
Roberts is stopped. Picked up 1.
McGill pretty conservative there.
Yeah, but just as well. Hey, just like you talked about earlier, you never know when Trey's going to pop it loose there.
That's right. That's right.
We'll see the punt team come out for McGill. That's a stop. That
big stop for Murphy.
Not only is it a stop, but 3 and out, so you save some clock. You know, McGill gets 1 first down.
Sure.
That changes things by probably a couple of minutes on the clock.
Yep.
I don't put anything past this group yet.
Marcus McCants. That one's blocked by Jones. And Jones comes up and picks it up. Now it's still loose. Picked up and recovered at the 15. Murphy's in business.
They sure are.
Talley.
You just mentioned him, Talley, the linebacker. Jones, 6'3", the lanky athletic guy we talked about, made the block, had it, lost it. Talley picked it up. And now Murphy has it at the 13, Pat Greenwood.
And I can't see the replay. I know you guys have the benefit of it, but what an athletic play by Greg Jones, because he was getting blocked, still made the block. And I'll tell you what, you talk about a momentum swing, not only just on the Murphy sideline, but the Murphy crowd, who had been fairly quiet recently. It is awfully loud down here, fellas.
Well, that'll give the crowd something to cheer about. You can get a block from your big 6'3" outside linebacker.
Defense set up the punt with a 3 and out. Now they give it off McKenzie. Stutter steps, and now McKenzie going to be hit and drop back at the 21-yard line, and a flag for a face mask Kilborn at the end of it there.
Yeah, he had a great defensive play, just how he ended up slipping his hand up there inadvertently. I don't think he meant anything malicious by it, and just grabbed the underneath of the helmet.
Pat Greenwood, that was right in front of you.
Yeah, it was right in front of me, and that's a play that Bart Sessions is going to have an issue with. But I'll tell you, the reason that they were able to make the play in the first place is Shane Petrie playing the left defensive end. He was able to string it out, and that's why McGill-Toolen was able to get it. Alex Kilborn able to come up and make the stop. But I'll tell you what, that penalty is that's going to hurt, and he's not going to like that film session on Monday.
And it was like at the back of the helmet. He had it at the back of the helmet. His hands just slid up, like Vic said. But first, now the officials try to get the sticks correct. It's 1st and goal.
Just inside.
You think the official just gave the play away too? What direction it's going?
I didn't think about it. No, they had a down in distance measurement with the 10-yard chains, but now they just have the down marker there. They give it off to Dixon on the left side, pumping. And Dixon now gets a push from behind from his line mates. And he's down to the 2.
You ever see that call?
No.
And they talk about it all the time.
Notre Dame mentions it once in a while that it wasn't called.
Yeah, the USC game, 05, I guess.
Which one you talking about? The face mask or the sticks?
The pushing from behind.
Pushing from behind where you get some help. You know, they always talk about you can't do that.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to be illegal.
Yeah, I never see it get called.
Yeah, you're right. Not on any level.
And you always see it down by the goal line.
Sure.
That was the 10th penalty for 100 yards against McGill. May gives it off to Dixon, trying to string it along, cuts it back to the inside, and he's just inside the 1.
Well defended by McGill. I mean, you're going to have to beat McGill on the goal line to get it in there. They're not going to give him anything cheap down here, even though it's been a big turn of events for him.
3rd and goal.
Dan, I don't think he's going to put it in the air, do you?
I don't see that happening.
Which we got a receiver coming out here to the bottom of the screen.
That's Williams over there. They snap it directly, and diving in is Dixon for the touchdown. And this game has changed a whole lot in the last 2 minutes.
Sure has. Murphy not going to quit. We talked about all those seniors.
Well, you said it all night, Dan. They're not going to quit, and they know what's on the line. These guys don't want to put their pads up and go play basketball and start lifting, so they're going to fight to the end. And as you can see here, it's the sophomore leading the way.
Yeah, we talk about the seniors, and this kid really is a
special guy.
Yeah, exciting player.
Warren on for the PAT. And we have got a 3-point game at Ladd, 31-28. What a turn of events behind the block punt by Greg Jones, and then the sophomore Dixon into the end zone for the second time tonight. The Murphy student body has been quiet for a lot of tonight, but Pat Greenwood said they have come to life, and rightfully so. Their team has scored 14 points in a span of about 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Keep the emergency open late for the kid without the shirt, but other than that, they're showing great spirit down there. But I think it's a little chilly for that. Temperatures, I'm sure, have dropped into the 40s by now.
You know, that's why we've got a curfew for those guys. You know, they won't even wear their clothes.
They'd be out all night without their shirt on.
Correct.
Now McGill trying to get a little momentum back. Filbert Marshall takes it past the 30, a big hit. And the 32.
Looks like Murphy's attacking the football, trying to get another turnover.
The momentum has swung in a huge way.
You're going to see a Murphy defense playing with their heads on fire right here. And a McGill offense that can no longer afford to just try and nurse this thing. You're right. They're going to have to be an offense that is productive, gets first downs.
There's a scoring summary, just 3 plays after the block punt.
You talk about McGill being methodical on offense. They need one of those drives right now.
Yep, you're so right. Jason Smith. Pressure coming. Ball's loose on the ground, and Smith has to go back to the 26 to fall on it.
Very fortunate to get on that.
Read play, I guess, right there. And
yeah.
He sees that Roberts has got nowhere to go because of Jamarco Reed crashing in.
Reed came in on the blitz on the right side, and now McGill looking a little unnerved here.
I told you Murphy's defense was going to be playing like this was it, and it is it.
Well, they're playing like madmen right now, and this crowd's on his feet like madmen, trying to urge them on.
Yeah, the party's on this side of the field right now.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Jason Smith pressure. They set up the screen. Roberts on the left side. He's caught from behind at the 35 out to the 36-yard line.
Well defended. Shades of a week ago when Daphne had the 35-10 lead
on Opelika.
Opelika got it within 4. Same thing here. Basically, it was 31-14 McGill, and 2 touchdowns later, after several events, Murphy's got it to 3.
3rd and 8. Looks like Jason Smith over getting the play. Looks like he might be changing it up. He is.
Yeah, coaches see something they like, so they're switching it around.
Plenty of time. Play clock just at 7 now. Quarterback draw. Smith up the middle. Jason Smith is going to be close. But he's going to be, well, boy, you thought he was going to be short and then the near side
Yeah, they
official.
got a good spot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Very fortuitous spot.
I think that's a first down.
Well, I thought he was short from up here looking down, and I thought the spot was very favorable.
Pat Greenwood.
Well, I'll tell you what, ask the Murphy coaches after this one. They have had some mega problems with the spots tonight. We'll see what this one comes out to be, but I'll tell you what, Ron Lee and his staff have been complaining about the spots all evening long.
I don't think they're going to be happy about this one as he trots out there with the sticks.
Another one for the complaint department.
First down, McGill.
And again, we're a long way away, but from here it looked like he got a good spot.
Yep.
Still a lot of football to be played.
Yeah,
Panthers.
We're halfway through quarter number 4.
What a game.
Oh, it's been just a tremendous round 2 matchup. Like Gill might have moved a little early on the right side, but Garrison to the 49. Looked like there might have been
Yeah, they're going to keep trying that little belly play with the fullback until these linebackers just going to have to, backside linebackers going to have to shut that down for them to stop.
It's been a great first down play because it's gotten them in second and short, and they've been able to run whatever you want after that, generally Trey Roberts.
Second and manageable down is distance is what you want.
approaching 5.5 left in this one. Roberts on the right side. He's going to have enough for another first down, it appears.
Murphy's trying to fight themselves way out of this chase mode. They want to catch the tail and get on up there, get even and try to leave it.
Yeah, Murphy's got a capable field goal kicker. He got his first one of the year against McGill, but again, as we watched him in pregame, there didn't seem to be anything wrong with the leg. They can get it back.
This is the 80th meeting between these two schools. 47-31-1 all time. Murphy with the advantage.
And the most significant in history.
Yep, because it's right now in the playoffs.
Correct.
Inside give to Garrison. Garrison will pick up 2. Bart Sessions was right at halftime. He said, you know, we're going to need to score that many again because Murphy's going to score some more points.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted it to be true, but it was true.
He knows reality.
Yeah, he knows who he's defending.
Pickup of 3 for Garrison. Now, you mentioned it earlier. How about the first year for Bart Sessions? Longtime defensive coordinator, places like Daphne, Prattville, Davidson.
Yeah.
Now the head coach at McGill-Toolen, 10-1. Roberts on the right side, down to the 35, and another first down. Let's go to Pat Greenwood.
And the McGill-Toolen coaches, offensive coordinator specifically, doing a good job of milking the clock. What they do is, you know, Murphy will actually signal the plays in. McGill sends a player in each time, and they're waiting till the play clock goes down to 20 before the guy hits the field. So they're taking as much time off the clock as they can, and it's effective when you move the chains.
Inside 4 minutes. Murphy will do some substituting as well.
Yeah, you try to make the right matchups with him. You see that they were going with some spread a little bit with the receivers. Flip twins up top.
Roberts on the right side squirts through a hole. Trey Roberts all the way down to the 21. Another first down.
You can see it was a decoy to have those receivers out there and just spread them out and have Roberts go up the middle.
And you wonder,
delayed draw.
Yeah, and you wonder maybe a little bit about the fatigue factor of the Murphy defense being on the field. So, hey, we talked about our trivia question here tonight. And what is the most popular name? Joe, have any guesses? We get a time. So the Tigers. 48 Tigers. Since we have a second, we got 48 Tigers, 32 Bulldogs, 26 Wildcats, 26 Panthers, 26 Eagles, 17 Lions, 13 Yellow Jackets, 11 Indians, 10 Rams, and 9 Hornets, Patriots, and Rebels.
Okay. Wow.
There's your
interesting little tidbit there.
There's a team way in North Alabama, just to the west of Deschler, the Partridge and the Pear Trees. But there's the only one of them.
I told you, growing up announcing high school football in northwestern Illinois, my favorite place to go on the road, the Freeport Pretzels.
Wow. I take it they made pretzels in that little town?
They didn't. I don't know whatever there was
there was no connection at all.
The Freeport,
making it even a dumber name.
Yeah, the Freeport Pretzels, and they were the colors were like McGill. They were orange and black. Salty team to play against. Bad pun there.
After you finally shovel all the snow off the field.
Ron Lee.
Well, I'm in South Georgia, Cairo, Georgia, spelled like Cairo, but not as many political overthrows. The Cairo syrup makers, because in fact there is
of course Cairo syrup, yes,
in that town.
Good syrup.
Of course it is.
Very good.
I'm glad the play is about to start so we can get back to this exciting second round playoff action.
Throw that file onto the bonfire.
First down for the Yellow Jackets. Garrison in motion to the left, and they'll pitch it. Roberts, host of blue coming at him. A big hit on the outside. Jamarco Reed.
Yeah, he recognized it real early and just shot the gap just the way you'd like a linebacker to do. He pitch out. It's a common play. You see it all the time, and he attacked it inside out just like you like. Take a look at it. You see him in the middle there. He recognized it right now. Don't even fool with the lineman. Just go to the back.
So we're down to 3 minutes to go. Murphy has I believe they have all 3 timeouts left. The scoreboard says 2. I don't remember Murphy taking a timeout.
There was a stoppage just in. I didn't see who had it.
Yeah, you're right. That was a timeout they just took. Good. So we can talk about the Freeport Pretzels. Good job, Vic.
You guys were just wrapped up in it. Yeah. You missed that.
So, yeah, down to 2 timeouts left for Murphy. So 3rd and 9 for McGill here. And this will bring the Panther crowd to their feet.
Yeah, they're going to need a defensive stop. Something special here tonight.
3rd and 9.
Time and field position, not on the side of the Panthers, but this is a huge one.
Pressure in the backfield. Roberts gets away from Reed, but then we get to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. We'll take a time. Yeah, Murphy will take a timeout here.
Yeah, he made a good play there just to disrupt the timing of all the blocks and everything else. They're shooting the gap again. He knows his high school season is on the line right now. Being a senior, he wants to go on.
Tell you about our Scholastic athlete. Ian Garrison has had a great night here tonight. 3.76 GPA, 31 on the ACT. National Honor Society, Servants of the Poor, Pro-Life Club, president of Columbian Squires.
Why don't you get out and do something, Ian? That's what I've got to say about that.
Tevin McKenzie, senior, 3.5 GPA, 26 ACT, football, basketball, track and field.
I'll tell you, a couple of really good high school football players, too. You mentioned Tevin. He was honored at the 1st and 10 Club, I saw. Thanks to Caligas Printing, of course, for recognizing those young guys. Yep. But it is really remarkable when you see these guys be able to score so well in the classroom, be regarded so well in the hallways, and yet give so much of their time to their coaches and their teammates for high school football. And I'd say it's in the fall, but it's just about year-round.
Yeah, these guys, they're multi-sport talented kids these days, and they're not just into one sport. So taking a look at him, he's not into just sports, he's into academics as well.
Really, really impressive.
And McGill appears they're going to go for it on 4th and 11. They don't send in the field goal. No, they will. No, they're going to look at this. They're lined up like an extra point or a field goal, but they don't have the kicker on the field.
And they're looking for a back to be back over here, too. There he goes.
Pat Greenwood.
Yeah, I'm standing next to the kicker. I'm interested to see what happens here.
Yeah, so Jason Smith, they might just try to see if they can find something and take a timeout. Yeah, I think they were.
Oh, there's a substitution or the clock ran out.
Yeah, no, the play clock was at 15. They had a timeout on the far side before the penalty came in. I think McGill was just looking to see if they could get something funky.
Yep, they could see what they were going to get out of the defensive lineman, and there's a flag in the backfield that may get picked up.
Yeah, they should definitely pick that up. Wow, they're saying
legal substitution, I think. Because the snapper ran out there so late.
Did they maybe have 12? No, I think maybe they had 12. Maybe they ended up having 12 out there, but that now.
Substitution on the white team. They had 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty, 4th down, timeout, white.
Okay.
So now you lose 5 from on your field goal attempt here, if that's what you're thinking.
You got the kicking jitters, too. It was a blocked punt to help get Murphy back in this game. So you're thinking, okay, what do we want to do here?
This will be a 39. No, it'll be about a 43-yarder.
Yeah, and again, I don't know that you want to take the chance on the set it up and worried about that Murphy penetration and a block kick.
Yeah, Greg Jones coming in there 6'3" again.
Yeah, right. Interesting call here at 4th and 16.
Hey, the AHSAA reminds fans that we all play a role in the education of our students, parents, fans, and everybody in the community. All set an example for students, whether they're aware of it or not. So help set a positive example in everything you do, both at the games and in your community. Good sportsmanship is what sets your school apart. That's a public service message from the Alabama High School Athletic Association.
Hey, Dan, you said McGill needed a methodical drive. 11 plays, 6:08 so far on this drive, and they will go for it on 4th and 16. Pass to the end zone, not a bad play here. Possible, in case it is an interception. Smith looking to the far side, and that's where he wants to heave it for Lee in the back corner. Incomplete. So Murphy able to hold, and they've got 1:50 seconds and a timeout left, down by 3.
McGill's just taking a chance with their horse.
Yeah, and take a look
there.
at the front here. No pressure at all. They was afraid of the run, I think, and they said, hey, heave it up there, throw it over the defender's head,
Yeah, McCants
get it
was-
deep as you can.
All right, here you are, Murphy Panthers.
You got your chance.
You have hung around, and then late in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter have really turned this football game around. It was 31-14 for 14 straight by the Panthers. May looking in the middle of the field, hits McKenzie, and McKenzie is going to be marked down just short of the first down, so that'll keep the clock running at the 35.
This is a team that gains most of their yards on the ground, so this is not a time and situation that they're cut out for necessarily, but they do have playmakers on the field.
Yeah, and K.J. May's been pretty good with the football when he's been asked to pass, so here we go.
I would mention Stephen Warren, the kicker for Murphy, 1 for 1 in field goal attempts this year, and it came against McGill in week 10. Wow, so you burn a bunch of time trying to get that play off, and then you get the penalty prior to the snap.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him for some emotion. Yeah. I thought the up back kind of looked around, not necessarily
Dead ball,
moved.
false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Make it a 2nd and 7.
Referees haven't consulted us all night, Vic.
Yeah, they are trying to make themselves a part of the football game at this point.
Now they've got Dixon in the slot to the bottom of the screen. Just 3 D linemen for McGill. They'll drop 8 in coverage. May feels some pressure, throws it to the near sideline, and just throws that one away. Boy, you rush 3 and you get pressure.
Yeah.
Not the way you draw it up.
No, and they were. I mean, there was really nothing out there, especially when you're getting pressured. Of course, May's vision is going to be cut down.
Big third down. Actually, all the downs are big at this point.
Yeah, and of course, third down means nothing because you got to go for it on 4th.
66 seconds left in this one. May rolls out to the right side, pressure from the backside, fires it, and McKenzie with a great catch.
Wow, what a catch.
Right at the sticks.
At the sticks, at the sideline, toe tap. Not even a tap, just period on the line.
There's my guy McKenzie. It's a big play. Look at that.
What about the pass, too, to get it there?
I agree with you.
Now, now
it's
they're
short,
going to measure.
huh?
Oh, they're going to.
No, they're not even measuring. They're saying it's short.
Wow, 4th and short. So if they get a first down, it'll stop the clock. Ron Lee's going to ask for a measurement, I think. He takes a timeout.
Yeah, I would have asked for the measurement and just tried to conserve the timeouts. They've got how many left?
0 now.
Yeah, you hate that because
and you're not even going to have to rush your field goal team out there if it comes to that situation.
And he went out of bounds, regardless of being short of the first down or not. He goes out of bounds, so you call a timeout during a dead ball situation.
Pat Greenwood?
And what's interesting is the Murphy guys went over to the sideline. Ron Lee just shoot him back on the field. So they have a timeout, but they're not doing anything different. They're not meeting with the coaches, not doing anything, just back on the field. Interesting move.
And that timeout did come from the sideline, not a player, because I saw the side judge call the timeout.
That was odd. So they will, if they get the first down, they'll stop the clock while they get the chains reset. But this could be your ball game right here. It would be with a stop.
And it looks like they do have 1 timeout left. No, that's it. That's it.
Yep.
That exhausts them.
Look at that McGill side with their student body.
Yeah, right there in the ear hole.
Making it loud.
Of course, when you got a team that always goes out of the shotgun, it's not like you have just the quarterback sneak right at the line of scrimmage as an option.
Right. Look for some penetration by McGill right here.
Not sure what Bart Sessions was. But
Coach Lee.
He is not happy there.
Well, he's not upset with the spot. You erase that.
Oh. No, you're right. He He's certainly not complaining about that.
See if we get an explanation here.
There was no charge timeout against Murphy. They have one remaining in the half.
Okay, that's what Sessions was wondering is why are you giving it back to him? So
what did we just spend the last 2 minutes doing? I'm not sure what.
a false timeout.
I saw him call timeout over here and point to Murphy.
They give it to Dixon. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and pushes forward, and he's going to have the first down.
You have to unpile and get going, though. Well, the stoppage on the first down, that does help him.
And now Murphy takes their timeout.
That's their third and final timeout for the half.
They had the clock stopped momentarily while you get the chain set.
Right.
So they're out of timeouts now with 55 seconds left. They're on the 37. This has been a heck of a football game, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy, as it's going to turn out here, less than a minute to go, less than a touchdown behind, and they've got the football. And that was not what it looked like it was going to be but near the end of the third quarter.
No. Let's thank our presenting sponsor all season long, Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. Thanks to them for being a major part of high school football through 12 weeks now of the high school football season. We got a couple more to go here on UTV 44. 1st and 10. Single receiver up to the top of the screen. Dixon comes out of the backfield, gets away from the pressure, floats it over the middle. McKenzie has it on a crossing route, and then he steps out of bounds. Smart play by the senior to get to the 43 and a first down.
Yeah, good job, May, just surveying the field, moving around, extending the play just to find the receiver to shake loose and get open.
Corley had a lot of pressure on May.
First and 10, Murphy.
Gets him across the 50, so
From the Yellow Jackets.
they got an opportunity.
Something about when you cross that 50, you're kind of like, you know what?
Yeah, now we got a shot.
We got a shot now, yeah. Big play right there.
As the student section across the way moves down to get in their ear hole.
4 receivers for the Panthers. May flag, that's going to be holding complete to Dixon down to the 32, but that's going to be a flag thrown back at the 49 and a holding call is a killer. And Ron Lee looks on in disgust from the Murphy sidelines.
Yeah, that's called by the referee. You know it's one of the interior linemen.
We've seen it plenty of times on McGill. Just such an inopportune time.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
Takes away a big play, too.
Let's see if we can see where it is. Could be there right there. That little, when the jersey moves away from the body, that makes it really evident.
Let's see. 4th penalty tonight on Murphy, 2nd one on this drive.
That's a judgment call that really stings the Panthers.
Yeah. So back at the 41. May steps up, fires into traffic, and it's nearly intercepted.
I've never seen an entire student section move down the field to continue to affect play. That's awfully creative on the McGill-Toolen side. I mean, they just don't pay the money and show up.
Yeah, Petrie had a shot at this one.
They want to affect the football game.
And they do. He did. He just went through too many arms. And look at Jason Smith now playing deep safety. McGill's got their best athlete as their deep center fielder now. The Sheriff's on the field.
2nd and 26. 36 seconds left.
Got a good umbrella coverage.
Over the middle of the field. That looked like there was a hand there. McKenzie. Looked like there was a little contact before that ball got there.
I agree. But I tell you what, I like KJ giving these receivers an opportunity to make a play. He's put it up there. Now the last one, he put it in the defender's hands, but that time there he had a chance at it. Early contact a little bit there that Jim alluded to.
3rd and 26. May looks to the near side, fires over everybody, intercepted. Jalen Square with the interception. And McGill is going to avenge their Week 10 loss.
And escape.
And hold on to win this one. And the student body couldn't be happier.
They are gnat from rushing the football field.
How big was that holding call? Wow. Just huge. Totally changed that
drive
killer. It really was. So now all McGill will have to do is take a knee with 26 seconds left.
Boy, a lot of young guys, again, as you would expect. We see it during the regular season, and you definitely see it in the playoffs. Young guys that really, really get after it and respect the game by playing so hard.
Yeah, I like the fight that's in both of these football teams, not giving up until the very last play of the game, guys, with 26 seconds left on the clock. Just competition up and down the line, both sides of the football.
And Smith takes a knee, and that will do it. McGill-Toolen continues on. They're 11-1. They are going to the quarterfinals
with a first-year coach.
Wow, Murphy finishes up at 7-5. What a game here tonight. And McGill-Toolen
with one blemish.
Yeah, I mean, that just, wow, just a exciting game here on UTV 44. What you'd expect in the second round of the playoffs.
You know, I'll say this about Bart Sessions. When he goes over and he's patting the opposing players on the helmet for a good game, he means it.
Yeah,
he's watching the game and he's noticing who's playing hard, and he walks away with a clear head of exactly what happened out there. And a couple of coaches that are great with us, and I know that, you know, for Ron Lee, he'll have a chance to talk with his team and talk about what they have accomplished this year, which has been plenty.
Installing the new offense that we'll see if that becomes a staple of Murphy in years to come. They got a lot of talent coming back as well, and Pat Greenwood is with Bart Sessions. Pat.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Murphy didn't make it easy, did they?
You know, we got to learn to play a complete game, you know. I mean, Murphy's a great football team. We knew that. You go in with a lead, come out, you know, we made some mistakes, some penalties that we just can't have. If we're going to continue to advance, we're going to have to correct a lot of things this week. But, you know, hats go off to Murphy. They're the ones that pressed the issue and, you know, made plays in the second half.
Same time, you guys did a lot of things right. And what makes this team so successful?
Yeah, just heart, will, faith. You know, these kids, they believe, and they just believe we can win any game. So, you know, it's a real fun group to coach.
Okay, go get them next week. Thanks, Coach. All right, guys, back to you.
What a win for McGill-Toolen. They continue to move on now, 11-1, and we watched two awful good football teams just play here, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, two well-coached teams, and two teams that, again, really competed, and you just like the fight in Murphy that we saw. And McGill, a team that is skilled enough, coached certainly well enough. We'll see. You know, I don't necessarily say love their chances in Phoenix City, Alabama. That's a long way to go to play a team that's got a lot of tradition up that way, but they're not going to back off.
I agree. I mean, they're going to put their stamp anywhere they go, Dan. I think they've got a great opportunity in front of any team, anywhere. So, just like you said, they like to compete up and down the roster, and that's all you can ask of the kids.
You know, and I think the one thing that Bart Sessions was really wanting to see out of his team tonight, Dan, as we talked to him in the pregame, was, you know, that the intensity on the field that you had witnessed in so many weeks, except the Daphne game.
Yep.
They got that back tonight because you said it earlier. This is a team they got to have in every play. They just don't come out and outman you at every position.
No, and it's remarkable that most every play they give you everything they have, and that's in large part why they are now heading to Phoenix City for round 3 of the playoffs.
Well, thank you very much for our great crew here tonight and all season long. We'll be back with you in the quarterfinals next week. Final score here tonight at Ladd. McGill with the win, 31-28. They never trailed in this one, and they had big leads, and Murphy battled back and had the ball at the end of the game, but McGill comes up with an INT to close it out. So for Pat Greenwood on the sideline and Jared Kihas in the truck, I'm Jim Cox. Thanks to Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, Tom McClellan, our spotter and statistician here tonight. McGill wins it. They go on. Murphy finishes up 7-5.